So is this the version that Eshan updated, or is this the original submission?
That's the original one that I hosted.
Okay.
So maybe slight changes, but yeah, let's start with an introduction first. So this is match 38. Let's see if it's the only time we will be hosting this, but let's hope for the best. It's the map that Eshan created himself for the FML map contest, and I am High Tech, and with me today is Sexy. Hello.
Hey guys.
And we do have 4 interesting players here in normal chat mode. We do have Peregrine, aka Eshan. We do have Lelu from Finland. We do have... let me see. We do have... Where is he? I can't find the spawns here. Too big of a map.
Right.
We
Top
have
left.
yeah,
Two
Taklefu
on the
here.
top left, one on the bottom, one on the bottom right.
Yeah, so... And why is my music activated? My god, this game. This game is so broken. I don't know what happens. So
I'll start by saying that I really kind of like the spawns in this case.
yeah,
Obviously, there's a lot on the right side, so a lot of expansion opportunity for orange and blue. But there's also going to be a lot of opportunity for F10 and Eshan, who are probably the 2 strongest players in this game, I would say, and they have the inside position. So I think that's going to, make a good game here, hopefully.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I find it interesting to see Eshan with Orc here. I think it's a map where Orc can really struggle against Elf. There's so much stuff to fly over with chimeras, and it's also very easy to creep with chimeras. There's so many red spots here. It's possible to creep to 555 if you don't lose your hero to creeps. So yeah, it's I think a very creep heavy map, and maybe not the most favorable for Orc on one hand, but then again, like Orc with 555 hero is also pretty nice.
Right. One thing I'll say about Orc versus Elf, your point I think I agree with. But if the Orc has enough gold mines and the map is big enough, well, then it starts to really favor the Orc player over Elf because you can mass bats with a lot of gold and a
Yeah,
lot of room.
that's true. But it's also, I like, just from my experience, like, you're completely right. If you attack too late as the elf, and if you don't attack before the orc has sufficient lumber and all the gold, then usually it's possible to break the orc with like 2 or 3 chimera attacks if the orc is close enough. So,
Right.
but I totally agree. Once the orc has a nice economy, it's definitely fine. Obviously, on a map like this, 2 humans with mass TP are always a threat. Simply because it takes forever. Like, there are these strange portals here, but even despite the portal, even with these portals, it takes forever to get from A to B here.
Yeah, the first time I played the map, I didn't even realize that there were any kind of portals.
Yeah. And I'm not sure all the players know, to be honest. I mean,
That's
Lelu...
what these are right here, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Lelu and
Okay.
Eshan know for sure, but I'm not that certain that F10EX and Taklefu know, but we'll see. Yeah, and I do think it's a good move by Taklefu to go for Rifleman early here. Just one of these maps where you lose your footmen way too quickly to utilize them.
Yeah, I like rifles here as well. So interesting that the elf player made Ancient War here first. That's going to work out nicely because he'll probably get this expansion. Now, Eshan probably wants this expansion, being that he's kind of semi-surrounded. So if blue can take this expansion, it's going to be difficult for Eshan, at least early on.
Yeah, I agree. And let me quickly try to see if the... Yeah, so if the volume, the sound should be... Because the in-game sounds for some reason seem louder than usual, so if they are, then let me know and we will fix it with a 15-minute delay, but I hope it's fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, early on, it's just like I think this map is so overwhelming. Like it's really, I personally always like to go for the expos first. Once you have your third expo established, it doesn't like you can usually get your first chimera up, and it doesn't matter anymore where you go because on this map you will get creeps wherever you go. But this early on, I think it can be overwhelming to have so many creeps here.
Right. Pretty cool. Eshan's creeping with this one tower trick,
Yep.
pulling the creeps, and otherwise creeping a creep that he wouldn't have been able to do with the solo BM.
Yeah, well done. Do you think it's a good move to go for this fast tech here? I guess it is, right?
As York player, I mean, yeah, in general, it's probably always a good move. There's definitely nothing wrong with building a couple grunts or a couple headhunters and trying to creep faster. The main thing is you want to be able to expand with your solo hero if you choose to forego a barracks, and he figured out a way to do that with the tower.
Yeah. I guess it makes sense. I mean, as soon as Orc gets to triple hero and Orb, there's not much you can't creep. So, um, yeah.
Yeah, and the map is so big, like he's gonna get a lot of red spots, even like with this triple hero Orc army. I anticipate that the Orc will go above 50 food, as should other players, to really try to get these red spots. It's probably worth more than, you know, the additional 30% gold that you get hoarding versus in low upkeep for that time.
Yeah. And something we haven't pointed out yet, in the center, there's this very interesting volcano-shaped area where you have this one huge expo. And I just wrote in chat before the game that it's not defined as an island, just because I wanted to avoid awkward discussions. So I know we have this one building per island rule, but I think it's pretty huge. So whatever.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird in here. Like they have all these little level 1 like coil things that come out of the ground.
Yeah. These
There's not a whole lot of
tentacles. Yeah.
Terrain. Yeah, tentacles.
Oh, there is. I think it's at first I thought the same, but then in the previous FML game here, I think 2 days ago, one player, who was it? Alkash was able to get up like 20 towers here, so I think it's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's.
Was that the game with Side and whomever else?
Yeah, exactly.
What was the outcome of that game?
Alkash won, so sub 9 points.
Alkash won?
Yeah, Side felt too confident and tried to finish Irenicus for too long, and then, yeah, Mass TP here. Facing Mass TP here is just very difficult if you're not like super experienced with Undead in FFA late game, so yeah.
Alright, so let's just take a quick summary of these players so far. You see the blue elf has probably expanded the best. He's got 2 expansions, advancing his tech to tier 3. And he should. He has a good spawn. He went Tinker first. You know, he should probably have the best creeping at this point. I'd say that Eshan is doing fine as well. He got his 2nd expansion up, again with a no barracks tech. I would like to see him build a Spirit Lodge pretty soon to get a Witch Doctor and start scouting out the elf.
Yeah.
As you were saying before, the elf's best timing is going to be as soon as possible, really, against Orc, especially like this. So if I was the elf player, I would be maximizing my armor upgrades and my Hunter's Halt.
Yep.
I basically try to time out the push with 0-3 upgrades. Because of course, once you have 3 upgrades, it takes 3 bats to kill a chim, right? As opposed to 2 upgrades, it's only 2 bats, which is a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you could do like an 80 food timing push with armor upgrades, chims, maybe some Druid of the Talon.
I'm not the biggest fan of 80 pushes against Orc this early, because usually like Orc will be able to hold this still, but I usually wait until I have like 3.5 to 4k, and then I push up to 100, get some talents, and usually it takes, like depending on the map, it takes me a bit longer than the usual 80 food timing to get up to the 3rd defense upgrade anyways, so usually that's why I would try to hit with 100 supply, and against the bats you instantly drop back to 80 anyways, so
right. Yeah, no, that's a good idea to 100 food too. It just depends how well you can time it. Yeah. The thing about like you can get to 80 food elf much quicker than an orc can get to their 80 food because of all their master casters.
Yeah,
So if you wait till 100, they're gonna have Bloodlust and Healing Ward, enough bats. If you
that's
hit
right.
early enough, they might not have any master casters, which is easier to, you know, battle against.
Yeah, and he's not going for early chimeras here. He is going for bears, as it seems, which I personally don't like it, um, except in 8 ways or something. But we'll see. Like, it's really interesting here to see
Yeah, it's
him.
kind of his style. He always builds 2 lords and 2 wins typically first. So this is Eshan's map, the purple orc. All right, he created this map for the map contest. And there's these way gates on this map. Anyways, he used that to his advantage. As you can see, he portaled up here, and now he has this expansion in the corner that's, not contested by anybody.
No,
So smart move by him. I think maybe the players will also use the way gate, but I'd be surprised if no one did except for him. Maybe a bit of an advantage to the map creator there.
yeah, for sure. I mean, maybe by accident you use it or you discover it, but I also can see them forgetting it because these portals are not very obvious. Like, even if you know about them, it's easy to forget.
I've never even seen one like that. Like typically the portals I've seen are like the big waygate
Yeah,
portals, like like the portals from the Warlock, whatever his name is.
yeah, I
Not
think
actually these
yeah,
stones.
it's Ishan's first map, so he just experimented with tinkered with some of the stuff that was available to him, and then he like discovered there's a way to do it like that, I guess. Will be interesting here. And level 4, 2, 1 for Lelu.
Spot Eshan try to creep this level 9 worm.
Yeah, with Bloodlust. Not easy. But yeah, he'll get it done. It's so annoying if you're facing some of these creeps that aggro against the low HP units always. And that's interesting. He's going for the 4th expansion before the first fight. Do you think that's good?
I mean, yeah, sure. It's a huge map, so
Yeah.
you want to be as greedy as possible. Now, he doesn't have any kind of scout into the elf main. He does have this sentry ward here, at least. Hopefully he gets one into the main as well. But yeah, you should be super greedy on this map. You should try to macro the best you can.
Yeah.
Now he's at 51 food right now. He's been on 51 food for like 5 minutes. I don't know if he realizes that. There we go, back down to 50. But yeah, why not? Be greedy. As long as you're not going to be surprised by some chim rush on this map, I would be greedy.
And it seems Lelu not going for that. He is getting a bit of a mistake that he is getting attack upgrades first. Like, if you only have one Hunter Soul, and he's also a bit low on lumber, I would like to see the Shredder closer to some trees, maybe at that expo here. He really needs lumber, so I think it would be better to just get defense upgrades at this point on a map where it's obvious that you would face the Orc player.
Yeah, I agree with you. So one thing that I saw Vivian doing, the undead American player, is he gets 2 shredders almost every game. And typically I'll only get 2 shredders if I play human because they're so lumber intensive. But I like the idea of getting 2 shredders as I thought about it more. It's such a minimal investment to get a lot of wood. And if you have 2 shredders, you can really macro 3/3 upgrades, all your expansions, your tech, and even if you're just like 20-30% more efficient in getting to that tech spot, and then you kill your shredder once you break your second shredder once you break 50,
Yep.
I think it's a good idea. I'd like to see players do that more now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I always struggle with my supply to just stay on 50. I think it's very tricky if you have too many expos to get like 4 supply. That's on a map like Harvest. I already struggle to keep the golem that I get early on by the rune, and
Right.
I already struggle to stay on 50 if I want to get like a hippo for scouting or for to creep some dragons. I'm already like 2 supply short or 2 supply too high for 50, and that's sometimes something I'm struggling with. But obviously you can get rid of some lumber wisps if you have a second shredder. So
Yeah.
He,
So Eshan already with a little slight manip. He did take the middle one, but he still has this whole left corner side, has this one obviously.
yeah, he's
I
okay.
would like Yeah, he's fine. I'd like to see F10 take like this one or this one or this one. Try to grab one of those because he is semi-surrounded.
And also, I think Taklefu should pull back his Archmage here. That's on a map like this. I think it can get very annoying if you're forced to creep without your first hero for, like, if you need to pull back your first hero all the time to not steal experience. So I think it's very important to pull back, like to balance the experience early on, so you don't end up with level 5 Archmage and you still have like 5 red spots to creep. Can become. I think it's much nicer to
Yeah, it's
balance
better
a bit more.
at min-maxing your hero experience. But then again, if he gets level 5 Archmage, trains level 3 Elemental, he can just, on every
Yeah,
other creep
it's
camp,
true.
just summon an Elemental, walk away.
Yeah, just think here in the center it can be so. If you go by Zeppelin, it's still a bit annoying to do that. But yeah, he'll be fine. And we do have F10 here with 4 Griffins, and yet he's 50 supply. It's crazy. Like, where are his expos? He's only going for 2 expos here. It's very
Yeah,
interesting.
it's smart. It worked out for him. It's kind of like on that map Murgle Oasis.
Yeah.
You can choose to expand or expand twice, or you can choose to just get to fast Griffins and then creep the middle on Murgle. And that's kind of what F10 did here. He didn't overexpand, right? He only has 2 expansions.
Yep.
But to your point, he has more food and he has 4 Griffins. So now he's going to be able to creep these spots without being greedy in expansions. He's going to have the best hero levels and the best items, despite probably the worst spawn.
Yeah. And he may even get his MK to level 5 here, which is a huge deal in Human Mirror. So
This thing right here is level 15. See
yeah.
that? Forgotten one?
Yeah. It's heavy damage, and it's not like the animation is not that big, so you don't you just see the huge damage once he gets close to it, but it's not really like, it doesn't really look as if it would deal a lot of damage. That's level 5
Right.
for the Archmage here.
Let's see if he backs his Archmage. I'm sure he will, but that'd be a mistake if he keeps it there. Back the Archmage.
Yeah, that's a lot of experience. Yeah, now he does. Yeah, it's a good call.
Crown of Kings, nice.
And so much experience. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's Paladin had like a full level up.
Yeah, and MK
So
almost
really
level
nice,
5.
nice for F10. I'm glad he went Griffins. It was a smart move on his spot to creep these expansions out.
Yeah, and he will also get the dragon spot. Here in the north, I mean, at least he will try. I always feel, ooh, the Zeppelin did not get attacked, but now the Griffins do. And I think he could try to creep them, but maybe
Creep
it's
the
too
dragon?
much. Yeah, but maybe it's too
Nah,
much.
the dragon is immune to magic, so you can't
Yeah, but
fight
also the
level 2 dragon with
whelps, like the
Griffins.
drakes are not, right? Only the big dragons, so with triple
Yeah,
hero, has he gotten
I don't
an
know if he has
orb?
a fire orb.
Yeah, if he has orbs, I think he could do it, but yeah, maybe you're right. Better don't.
So Eshan staying under 50 with enough units to creep, which is basically just 1 Wind Rider and 1 Witch Doctor, which is sufficient. He probably could do it without the Wind Rider, to be honest.
Yeah.
But that's fine. He's staying under 50.
He's on 13k.
Now, as you can see,
yeah.
he has a lot of Witch Doctor Sentry Wards now around here, which is good. He doesn't have one actually right in the base directly, but he's going to be able to scout, if the elf player rushes him. But now you can see the advantage of playing a super macro greedy build, especially with elf, right? Blue had the best spawn, plus he had Tinker, who's the best elf creeper. And so he should have the most gold right now, and he does. He has almost 20k, 5 active mines, and 50 food. You're going to be setting up a nice surplus of gold here.
Yeah, for sure. Did you move farther away from your mic? Became a bit less loud.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Is that better?
Yeah, for sure.
Mid's clear, but not these spots. This one can still be crept by Griffins. I don't know if F10 knows that.
Yeah, and that's, I think, even bigger experience here.
Yeah, it's huge. 2 level 8, 2 level 5, 1 level 10.
Yeah.
They all get owned by Griffin magic damage.
Yeah.
Look at these guys. Want to share, they said.
Level 5 on this. And what did he get? Didn't see.
All right, so F10 is breaking. He's got 4 mortars right here. So cool. Mortars are a good option on this map for sure, because there's choke points and these weird ramps and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at this, Endurance Aura, Crown of Kings, both available in this market.
Yeah. Like there's so many nice items that you could buy here throughout the game, so
I like this combo that he's going against human, basically just Griffin's mortars. It's really strong and does its purpose on this map. The orange human, if he does engage soon, is gonna have to counter with gyrocopters, or possibly dragon hawks. But I think this is a good starting unit composition to initiate this fight.
yeah. I find it interesting that Taklefu is going for these towers here in the back of his main base. Like his production buildings are very far up front, only. So once these 3 workshops die, he will have a hard time producing. So
yeah, it's kind of a strange base, but it's also just weird because the main base is like where the trees are at. You'd think the main would be up here and the entrance to the base would be down here. So I guess it kind of makes sense to have these towers, to protect against air trying to take out your main.
Ooh, and F10 is not going for that main base, but for that expo. Interesting. And that expo is already out of gold.
Yeah, drained.
Almost.
So F10 only has 1 expansion now, 1 live expansion. So he's gonna have to really try to break and try to take this one.
Yeah, he needs one more.
Trying to go cross map.
Yeah, that's a downside. If you take too long, you're really reliant on your first push, and if it fails, there's not a huge chance that you will get back many expos. So we'll see. I mean, Taklefu is rich gold-wise, but he's supply blocked on 84 here.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of production buildings.
Yeah, and if these farms die here, I guess he...
I mean, he should break this, although he's blizzarding all his gyrocopters. Jesus.
Yeah. And I think
Level 3 blizzard on his own gyros. Nice.
And I think he was diving into this way too early. I think he should have waited for some more gyros here. This is a very devastating attack.
Yeah, I didn't handle that very well.
And in the meantime, Eshan getting this creep camp here very clumped up.
Blade Master's already got 2 Crown of Kings.
Yeah, will he pull back the Blade Master though? No.
Oh, a Dagger of Escape.
Wow.
That's the absolute best item in the game. A dagger on a Torn Chieftain, at least.
Yeah, it's the most annoying thing in the game.
So good. Especially if you have it on a hotkey, like you would have it on a staff.
Yeah.
Dagger, Stomp, super imba. Alright, back to this fight up here. Orange has a decent little choke point defending here with Blizzard.
Yeah, but the mortar is amazing now in this location.
Yeah, they're wrecking.
Not even sure if you should open up the choke here. Like, all the knights are just stuck and getting killed from the back.
Right.
Orange.
So classic mistake here. Orange has so much gold, but like you said, his base was bad. He didn't have no production buildings.
And now he's stuck here.
Farm.
Yeah, now his MK is stuck.
He has to see that the player was going to attack him, and that feels so bad. Like playing free for all, and you're not prepared for a rush, and you have 15k, and you're scrambling.
Yeah, it happened to me in my first FML matches all the time, and it's, I don't know. I guess it can happen very quickly. On the other hand, like at some point, you if you play enough games, like you just naturally get a feeling for when people are going to attack you or when it's time to scout. So,
right. So F10 with a couple smart moves. He built some towers on these expansion while they've been fighting, which is cool. And also started to build here. although I didn't see this expansion, I don't think. So I'm glad F10 is breaking out of this well. Like I said, he has a really good army, a good counter. He was smart to take these middle creeps, even though he wasn't greedy with the expansions. I think he's playing really well so far.
And Eshan is trying to get the dragons here, and will do so. I guess, yeah. The dragon is dying. Level 5 on the TC, so...
Tome of Agility. Nice.
And Orb of Frost. Oh dear. That's a very, very... These Orc heroes are super scary. Like Orb of Frost, Orb of Lightning, and Dagger TC, and 2 crowns is very, 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 very dangerous.
Yeah, he's gonna completely dominate these fights, at least against the elf players, because this, you know, Tinker, Keeper Grove, Panda, very squishy against high-level Orc.
Yeah. And as we see, I think it's always interesting. Like if I'm in being in the elf shoes here, I like on one hand I like to be up to 27k, especially if there are creeps left on the map. But then again, once he starts fighting Eshan, and maybe he will never have to take a normal one-on-one, it just feels totally pointless. Like you just burn your goal against bats, and you just lose stuff over and over without killing stuff. So it's like it feels really bad to start fighting at this point. And his levels are alright, but as an elf, you really want your Tinker to on level 6 and your Panda and your Keeper. And it can be so tricky to get it from 5 to 6 if you don't start fighting early on. So I think sometimes it can be better to start fighting on like 4-3-2 instead of waiting for 4-4-4 and then fighting against a huge bank. I think it can be easier to start early.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think as the elf player, like I was saying before, I would establish my mines and I would have attacked Eshan like pretty early in the spot, and try to coordinate the same kind of one-on-one. But then again, it's difficult. Like if you don't finish the one-on-one and this human finishes their one-on-one, then you're kind of in an awkward spot too.
Yeah.
But you can't let an orc just sit on 3 heroes and gather all the items on the map and mass 25k gold, and that's going to be huge for the orc's advantage.
Yeah, I agree. Another dagger here, but I'm not even sure it's worth going for that. There are other items that he will need more, like spell shield.
Yeah, just the 1 dagger is all you need.
Ah, he got a spell shield. I missed that. He got the spell shield on the SH. So
yeah, items are sick on this map. Spell shield. He's got Pendant of Mana on the SH.
Oh yeah. So I mean, if he gets
the heroes are going to be unstoppable.
Yeah, if he gets 2 more spell shields, I guess that could end up. These could be end up to be the most or the best stacked orc heroes that I've ever seen, with all these items.
Yeah, the fact that you can get a crown and a spell shield, there's no ladder map that you can do that, right? You can get a crown and a dagger on marketplace, but there's no markets, and you also can't get the Amulet of Spell Shield items, the Pendant of Mana, the stuff you can get on Silverpine. So this map basically has all the items you can get, like on Market Square and Silverpine, and it has these markets. So yeah, I mean, all 3 heroes can have an Amulet of Spell Shield. You know, Blade Master can have 3 crowns and an orb. Shadowhunter and TC can each have a Pendant of Mana, an amulet each. Yeah, they're going to be stacked. SH can have Khadgar's Gem of Health.
Yeah, it's hard to decide even, but I guess, yeah, you're right. I mean, each of these, like TC and SH, want, I guess, 1 spell shield and 1 Pendant of Mana each. And Blade Master has an orb. Where's the other orb on? Ah, he sold the lightning orb. I am not a fan of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I would like to see a lightning orb still on
I guess
the Shadowhunter or the Blade Master.
On the TC, so he can attack air, I guess. I would do that. I would keep it on the
TC myself.
Yeah, I would keep the Orb of Lightning on the Blade Master.
If you have an orb on a TC, then his first move is going to be to auto attack air and stand in the back lines, when most effective things should be running in and using stomps over and over again.
Okay, that's interesting.
So yeah, I wouldn't have an orb on the TC in this case.
Okay, now you're right. I guess in that case I would put the slow orb onto the SH, since
it's nice to have a ranged attack that'll stop or purge a unit.
Yeah, I agree. So, but yeah, I mean, these heroes are heavily stacked. Only downside, he doesn't really have space for invols. Maybe that could bite him at some point, but
But he doesn't really need it. I mean, I guess possibly against the human,
yeah,
but he's not facing. There's not an undead and there's not another orc in the game, right? So he doesn't have to worry about hero focus so much.
yeah,
Especially if he's so stacked with crowns and preps and all this kind of stuff. You know, obviously, Invuln is good. You know, on the Shadow Hunter or whatnot, or maybe the Blade Master even. But they're going to be super
yeah.
stacked.
And look at this gold difference here. We have 9k for F10. The downside, like you made it to three-way. There are plenty of mines, but the other two players don't let you mine all of them, so you can't really catch up. So he did not get that much experience of Taklefu because it was a very short fight, but he got to 666. So I guess that's what he wants. I think his items are also pretty nice, but I think he could sell the Mask of Death and some of the other items here. Um,
Yeah, definitely don't need the Mask of Death. You don't need the Claws of Attack plus 12. I
yeah,
mean, it's fine, but you don't need it.
that's just so much great stuff to get here. So I would like to see some better item management. Um, yeah, and Eshan is here at the top right. Not the
Claws,
best.
Claws plus 15 for Eshan.
Oh, he got them.
Plus you can get Claws 15.
He always buys them instantly, so I don't see them in the marketplace anymore.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
this
So
map is so imba for hero items.
yeah, so this is yeah, this Blade Master is stacked. Is super stacked, like plus 16 agility and plus 37 damage already. TC could need a Katga's gem and then I don't know. I mean, what do you swap here? I guess a spell shield would be nice and a pendant of mana, but that's
Yeah, Spell Shield, Pendant of Mana. I'd sell the Scroll of the Beast.
yeah,
Sell the Lionhorn Stormwind.
yeah. I guess that's the good. That would be the right call here.
Yep.
But currently,
Then
yeah,
Shadowhunter could sell the Amulet of the Wild and then get a Khadgar's gem.
I just it's just switched like a second ago. There was a class plus 12, class plus 15, and a Crown
Yeah,
of Kings.
and a crown.
Yeah. Wow, it's crazy.
So I guess we're just gonna stay on 50 food and hoard the entire map.
Yeah, it can be boring at first, but usually that's especially in early
Uh,
three-ways. I think that
Here's Eshan with
oh
the
yeah,
expansion.
I think it can be better this way to see some hoarding first and then see plenty of fights later on than the other way around.
Yeah,
So I'm not unhappy with this on a map like that. And I mean, many expos already ran out of gold here. So it's soon. It's only going to be the top right and the center that's left here.
another crown here. Pretty cool to random orc on this map. Just with this abundance of items.
I think he picked it. No, I don't think there was a
Oh,
random.
did he?
Yeah, I
Oh, I
think he
didn't see
did.
that. Okay. Makes sense.
It's even hard to compare. I mean, even Lelu has amazing items, but looking at his items, like he has a spell shield, he has a pendant of energy that I don't really like on the Tinker. I would like to see it on the Panda. The Panda has a pendant of mana, whatever. I think he could even sell the pendant of energy. I personally think it's you just don't need it on the. Yeah, okay, he sells it. Good call. He's getting
He
the
got a blink dagger with
yeah.
the tinker.
I'm
Interesting.
yeah. I personally I can never really make use of it, and I'm not sure if I don't know. It's
I mean, if you have it on a quick hotkey, you can blink and then use rockets. So it's similar to like a blink stomp, somewhat. You can blink and chase units away, things like that.
yeah, but it still doesn't
I don't
feel
think
as
I would use
strong.
the item slot.
Yeah,
Yeah. I literally I'd only use the blink on TC, maybe Mountain King,
yeah.
but probably on this map I would only have it on TC.
Yeah, same. So I think a Katga's Gem of Health I would value higher here than a dagger. And
Yeah,
even
or a
yeah,
crown even.
yeah. And I think that's an interesting discussion always with the Tinker, since he gets that spell immunity at some point once he gets to 6. If Ring of if a Ring of Protection +5 isn't like as valuable for the Tinker at some point, because you only get targeted by physical damage. So
Sure. Yeah, I think it is. People undervalue Ring of Protection a lot. And
yeah,
there's some math and some spreadsheets that you can look at, but certain rings are better than preps of health at certain levels and on certain heroes. Ring protection +5 is better than a Khadgar's gem as far as effective damage reduction on some heroes. Now,
yeah,
of course, that's not accounting nukes, right? If you're playing an undead player,
yeah,
Ring of Protection doesn't help you a whole lot. But in this case, against Orc, yeah, a Ring +5 is the best defensive item you can have once your hero has like, 1,000 HP or more, I think.
yeah. I agree. Yeah,
So F10 has come back in gold, right? He took over the expansions, played it well. 19K versus 25 versus 37.
yeah.
It's far behind the elf still, but so here we go. The elf just scouted the human, or excuse me, scouted the orc. Maybe human did with his arcane towers. I
Ooh,
don't
and
think the elf sees what's coming here.
yeah, and Eshan only on 80
Oh, he
supply.
does now.
Yeah, only 80 supply here, but he has the Black Dragon, and
Yeah, the black dragon is interesting. Think about it. He's immune to magic, right? So you can't use
yeah.
bloodlust. The dragon is a dragon. It's awesome. I don't know if I would get a dragon with orc. I don't know. Maybe.
I think it's super interesting with Orc, because Orc is lacking that nice air unit. So if you would normally go for Wyverns, I guess it makes sense to get a dragon
Right.
instead.
You go dragon and
Yeah,
bats. Plus, you have level 3 endurance aura, so this dragon is going to attack really fast. And
yeah,
you can still heal it with Shadow Hunter.
yeah.
I really like dragons with human, though,
Mm-hmm.
because of Staff of Sanctuary still works on them to full heal, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah. And I think it's like, especially for Orc, like the downside usually is that you would want to pump a lot of bats, and once you detonate them, you can finish the fight on 50 supply, and that's not like, you can't do that if you have one dragon. And if
Right.
all your bats are gone, but not all the hippos are gone, sometimes you have the situation. You have the situation as Orc that you manage to bat all the chimeras, and then you can just ignore the hippos, which you can't if there's a dragon still for you. But so I don't know, but I guess it's still like, it's a nice unit, and he can surely spare the gold. So
Yeah. It's tough to deal with this elf, too, because, like, what does elf do to kill a dragon? Like, yeah, if you have a lot of hippogriffs, that's fine,
yeah,
but it's immune to magic, and hippogriffs are going to have to just take chunks off it, and it takes a long time to kill.
yeah.
Heavy armor, 2200 health. It's pretty imba there.
Interesting that Eshan is not pushing into this elf main, maybe because of the towers, but that seemed like an excursion here to the northeast without like not much to like. He's just wasting time here, and he's 80 supply, and now he cut off his own supply, so he can't really go for he can't go for 100 now because he's coming from the right. So I'm not sure that's a good decision here for him to like now, because Lelu had enough time to go on 100, and it's pretty obvious that he would try to defend on 100 now. So I think
Right.
that's very interesting decision here. I think it's a bit greedy to stay on 80. Um, but we'll see. I mean, his heroes might be able to carry this. But I don't really think he can get a lot of stuff done here with 80 supply. Also because his 80 supply is very small. Like, there's not... He has a lot of supply in peons.
Yeah, I don't think this elf needs to have all these dryads. Dryads are really weak FA units, unless it's just specifically to counter like mass griffins or something like that, mass chims. You can have one or two dryads for dispel. Anything after that is just a waste of food.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think, and even the mountain giant against a decent player, I think is against a decent orc player, I think is a bit of a waste of supply. I think you would rather want to have the supply that he's using for some of the Dryads here and the MG in additional Chimeras and Talents. I think Talents are so amazing. You don't even need to micro them. Like, you can, but even if they are just there for Fairy Fire, it's still amazing. Like, you don't even have to
Talon's really
cyclone.
good. And he's gonna have to use Cyclone on these Orc heroes
Yeah.
throughout the game, or he's gonna get decimated.
For sure. So this is going to be a nice attack here, and 100 versus 100, and Eshan is...
Oh, nice, pretty nice Tinker Rockets there.
Yeah.
The bats weren't that efficient use there. That was pretty bad, actually, on Eshan's part.
Yeah.
Nice job on the elf here. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, he could have used the bats from the side maybe a bit more, but like that, they were perfectly hit by these rockets still. Like, now his heroes will be able to carry this now.
Elf's gotta get out now.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's always the point, like, you kind of miss the point in time to TP out, and I don't really see him keep killing too much anymore here. But maybe the SH. Spell Shield will be on cooldown in a sec. Will be... Yeah. Look at this damage. Like, nice stomp. Yeah, so...
Get out, TP. So the elf did pretty good there. I mean, he was 100 food, and Eshan was 80, so he didn't do great, but...
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about. Like, look at Eshan now. He's 58 supply, so without the dragon, he could stay on 50. But now he's 40. I mean, he has 27k, so I guess it's okay. But it just...
These heroes are going to get so good for the Orc player.
Yeah. It was, and despite that really bad batting, he was able to quickly kill all the Chimeras. And then, yeah, Lelu should have... And I do the same time sometimes. You just try to stay in the fight because you feel that you may have the chance to kill some Orc heroes, but eventually you only lose your heroes to crits. So he should have immediately TP'd out, but I understand why he didn't. I mean, look at his heroes. He didn't get much experience of that Orc, basically none.
Yeah.
He killed like one Wyvern and some casters. That's it.
So when you're facing an Orc player as elf or anybody else, the tendency is to like go for the Shadow Hunter, etc., which is fine if you can get the hero. But the first thing you should always be doing when facing Orc is kill the casters.
Yeah.
And if you make that as your priority every fight, try to disable the heroes, like through Sleep or Cyclone, Entangle, whatever else, and then go right for the casters. Because Orc without casters is so much weaker, and oftentimes the Orc player is not going to be able to micro the casters very well, where you should be able to kill them. Even if you can kill the casters, make them inefficiently use bats, and then TP away, rinse and repeat, then that's going to be a good strategy. When you're elf and you face a good Orc player, and you guys both have 20k, 25k, 30k, like you said before, you're not going to be able to eliminate the Orc or even do very well in big fights. But if you can get better trades over and over and over again and just out macro by inefficient use of bats, by using protection scroll, by using your staffs, by TPing at the right time, then you will outgold the Orc. But of course, that's a really long game, especially difficult with these items.
Yeah, and look at F10EX's gold count. He got up to 31k pretty quickly. Very impressive.
Yeah, and he just said, "Well, you guys 25k gold."
It's pretty obvious. Like in some cases, on a big map in particular, like people that ask that kind of rhetorical question are usually the ones that have similar gold.
Right.
Unless it's like really late game and these people are broken, but in this case, it's pretty obvious, I think.
No minds.
I
mean, I mind them all.
Yeah, it's that's a pretty stupid manip always, and Eshan does the same always. Like, oh no, I don't have I have only 2 mines or 1 mine. Yeah, because you finished mining like 4 others. It's
right.
always like that. So another 80 supply attack here, level 6 on the Blade Master. Very nice. But not easy to push into this main base here, like, with these APs in a line. I kind of like this AP placement here by him. It's like a reverse gradient, but now, yeah, okay. Now it shows that he shouldn't have put them in a line. still.
Yeah, I don't know. Ancient protectors are overrated.
Yeah, for sure. I like only some to delay a push for like 10 seconds can be nice, but
Yeah, I would just rather build a Moonwell instead of AP.
yeah, that's true. And yeah, he should heal his Chimera, so that's already going sideways. Maybe the Blade Master here. He
Wow.
is losing the Blade Master. Nice Fairy Fire last second here on that Blade Master before that Wind Walk. And that's what you get.
That was an important kill right there.
Yeah, that's what you get if you don't if you don't have any item slots for invols left. I think sometimes an invol in this situation could be more useful than like the Boots of Keltalas that you add to like 2 crowns and other items.
Yeah, I think Invol is good on the Blade Master for sure.
Yeah.
So if I was a human player, I would have like a farm or something over like around here. So oh, I guess he does. He can mass TP and accumulate more items because he's got a ton of gold now.
Yeah.
So let's see what he could replace here. Just his Mountain King, really, healing wards and Sobi Mask. So he has 3 free item slots. I like boots on Paladin. Some people don't. Doesn't necessarily have to have it if he has Endurance and Unholy.
I think his items on the Paladin are pretty nice. On the, I guess, oh, he has a single TP only, so I guess another TP would be nice. Like you want to have double TP. And yeah, spell shields are always nice, like spell shield. And
Oh yeah, every hero has spell shield. Nope,
yeah,
no exclusions.
if you
If you
can
all
get
3, you should
one,
get all 3.
it's so imbalanced. Like what's the cooldown? 45 seconds?
I think it's 60 seconds.
I think it's less, but
Is it less?
yeah, I think it's less. Like it's just so like I don't know. I mean, obviously the one who created this item had no FFA in mind, I guess, but it's just I don't know how anyone could think that that's a nice a nice and balanced item.
Yeah, it's every 40 seconds.
40, yeah, that's
Yeah, you got to play around it. It which of course is difficult, but you know, if you're the elf player, you want to just go and spam Fairy Fire on the heroes real quick from long distance, and that'll trigger the Amulet of Spell Shield.
no.
And then after you do that, you can use Entangle. You can also do it with Drunken Haze. Um,
Yeah, but usually, like, I think Dragon Haze is usually my choice because, like, once you get to the point where these spell shields really come into play late game, Talons just die to, like, 2 MK hits. So it's usually, like, that Talon time is over usually, for me at least. But my micro is not the best, especially with the units, so... I just think spell shields, they feel so wrong. Especially if you have, like, one spell shield can be fine. Can be interesting, but triple spell shield is just stupid.
yeah.
Oh, nice fight here. Again, not the best betting here. All Chimeras still alive.
So that Mountain Giant is actually doing pretty well here. Nice Cyclone on these heroes. You see Blade Master and Torn Chieftain up in the air.
Yeah.
I think that Elf probably has a better micro than Eshan, or...
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. And I think he should have gone for the casters, as you say. He was focusing triple orc heroes here that were that had Spirit Link still, I guess, and there was a healing ward that he didn't cancel. So
Yeah.
it was not the best to continue focusing these heroes. But sometimes you just want to kill one of them, but it's not easy.
So many towers from Eshan.
Yeah.
All right, so F10 is going 100 food. Awesome. I really hope he mass TPs into the work base.
Yeah.
Although, so many towers.
That's the best. Ooh, what you doing, young man? Oh, that would have been your chance to mass TP.
Oh.
Oh, damn it.
If he's smart, he's going to mass TP into the orc base. You don't need to worry about elf so much as human.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you watched the game that I played on this map. I forget who the elf was, but we both had so much gold, and he had higher level heroes than I did, but it was just non-stop. I mass TP'd in his base like
Yeah.
15 times in a row until finally he was broken.
Yeah.
So if you have a lot of
Yeah.
gold, the human doesn't have to worry about the elf so much, but definitely has to worry about the orc.
Yeah, as an elf, like you really need to be prepared for mass TP. Like late game, if you want to have a chance, you need a Tree of Life cross map so you can TP to
There we
that
go.
human. And
Yeah,
you
right.
want to kill the castle before the human can kill your entire main base.
Let's
And
see where he's gonna mass TP to.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
agree with you
in the
there.
center.
In
That's
the
not a
middle.
good
Okay.
call here, I guess. But I
Yeah, that's a
guess,
good call.
yeah, it has 10k still, so I guess it's a good call. But I would have liked a mass TP into a main base.
It's just that there's so many fucking towers for each of these players and their bases, especially the orc.
Also, this
Like,
human main
what's gonna
base.
happen when you mass TP into there, you know?
Yeah, I don't think mass TP, one mass TP will do a lot to this alt main base, but we'll see. It's a nice human army. I like that composition here.
Yeah, for
Tanks,
sure.
Dragonhawks, some Griffins, Inner Fire, really nice. And there's only so much you can do. Like as Orc here, you just lose all your proxy buildings.
Yeah, I like the inclusion of a few spellbreakers in this army. Now, spellbreakers are gonna die fast to Bladestorm and high level orc and things like that. But just having 3 that he has, you're gonna steal a few Bloodlust,
No.
and then you're gonna have Bloodlust and Inner Fire on your Griffins, which obviously are really scary. The thing about Orc is so dominant, but they always have to be prepared for different armies, and they're reliant on bats in a lot of cases. So if you happen to have a fight, lose your bats or use your bats, and then another player hits you and you need bats, it always seems like you're kind of scrambling as Orc.
Yep.
And at least for me, sometimes it can be difficult to manage the control groups necessary. Like if you're facing teaming and things like that with Orc, they're definitely probably the most vulnerable, uh, but also the most powerful when ready to fight.
I don't know, like as I said, on a map like that, with this size, like you're perfectly right. Like at some point you can't fight Orc anymore because like these Orc heroes are just like just stupidly stacked. So there's nothing you can like you just don't want to fight anymore at some point because you just lose your stuff and heroes over and over. But I do feel on a map like this you can always base race the Orc if you have like 10k gold left. Like always, if you just try to avoid the Orc and play it smartly with a Tinker, you will always have a chance somehow to kill some
Right.
buildings. So that's why I still think like Orc is difficult, very difficult to play here. But we'll see. I mean, Lelu seems to be attacking the human now, and he has a dragon too. I mean, everyone has plenty of gold here, so everyone has between 25 and 27.5k. So it's very, very even. Also level-wise, 555 for Lelu. Where is Eshan? I can't find his heroes. There they are. 666, I guess, or 7. No, 666. And 666 for the human. So it's super even. Lelu a bit behind on levels.
Yeah.
And also items for Lelu. I double TP and he has double TP. No, he doesn't have. I think double TP and triple staff is just like I can't play without if I have a bank. Like I think it's so
Yeah, I
careless to go out on the map without that.
He needs a Khadgar's Gem of Health bad on the keeper as well.
Yeah, true. Like he invested a lot of gold into valuable items, but you sometimes, especially if you don't find a Khadgar's gem, sometimes I can see why you may want to wait for a Khadgar's gem, but sometimes you should just invest into Pariots instead, even if they don't seem as powerful on a map like this. Eshan is losing some towers here. Oh, a TP.
Eshan picked up a True Shot Aura, which was interesting.
Yeah. Oh, and this is not even using the bats here, feeling confident without, is he? Oh, okay, he uses them now. I think he's a bit too slow with the bets. He's taking so much damage here before using them, but eventually it doesn't matter
I'm
too
not
much.
sure why the elf is fighting that though.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, huge
316 crit.
316.
Will be interesting because I can't see Lelu like being scared of this orc, and it's just annoying to fight a Mass TP human cross map. I don't know if he's really. At some point they need to weaken the human, but it's just such a long way. Oh, and there's some nice items again. Pendant of Mana here. I guess he has one, yeah, on the MK, and I guess that's all he needs. Do you like the Frost Orb here for the human? I still think, like, I like that item so much. It's one of my favorite items, I think.
I guess I'm not as big of a fan of a Frost Orb. The slow, it doesn't seem like it lasts for very long. Maybe it's
like
better
it.
than I think.
I think it
I don't
looks
think I would
cool.
use an item slot for it.
Yeah, you might be right. I just think it looks super cool, and it feels super nice to have this additional slow. But also because Elf has only, like, Orb of Venom, I think is in FFA is slightly overrated. Because there are other items that you need more, I think, but...
Don't tell Doveki that.
Yeah, I know. There are different opinions about it, and I know, like, if
Yeah.
you have triple Orb of Venom, like, they stack, yeah, it's nice, but still, it's... Like, it's if you calculate the damage, it's not that much, and usually, like, damage over time does not really play a huge role in FFA, usually. Like, it's more, like, big fight damage. So I think a
Right.
Scroll of Healing is more valuable than the Orb of Venom, usually, unless you get to Hero Arena, but then periods become more valuable in my eyes, so I don't know.
I think as the game progresses, to your point, and people have high-level heroes, 100 food armies, then the Orb of Venom is not as effective. Doveki really likes the items because he gets all three right at once, and then his theory is that he doesn't have to build hippogriffs against most armies because his 3 heroes with orbs can handle the light air and he can just mass chims.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Orb of Venom. I'm more on your side there. One thing I do think that he should have is an Orb of Fire on the Mountain King once he starts having Bash, right? Like maybe after he uses the healing wards up, he can get an Orb of Fire. Orb of Fire is really good with the Mountain King, obviously, because it has Bash, so it can hit air units and stun air units, which is really important.
Yep.
But also, you know, the new Orb of Fire reduces healing effects.
Yeah.
And I think people don't consider that still because it's so new. But, you know, let's say you focus on a Blade Master in battle and you Stormbolt him, and then he has Orb of Fire. Well, that Shadow Hunter heal is going to be very weak.
Yeah,
And
especially...
it'll leave the Blade Master susceptible.
Yeah, I mean, against Undead, we saw the huge impact a couple of times, but against Orc, it's just so... Like, it's usually big... it's difficult to see, because Heal Wave, like, heals everything, and it always splits up to some degree, so it's very difficult to see, but it's still, like, a huge effect. And also, I guess, like, Healing Wards will also be affected, so...
Sure, yeah.
That's...
And it's all healing effects. It's even like a Scroll of Healing. But yeah, it's primarily to bolt and focus the Blade Master or bolt and focus the Shadow Hunter and those healings on those heroes.
Yeah. Yeah, this new orb, I still can't get my head around that entirely. I don't know. Like, some occasions it seems so overpowered, but yet we see few games where it really seems as if it wins the human the game. So difficult to
So
say.
Orc heroes are almost perfectly stacked now. If you look at the Torn Chieftain, he bought a Brilliance Aura. He bought True Shot Aura, which is fine.
Yeah.
Though,
Interesting.
you know what's better than True Shot Aura is the War Drums Aura, but obviously he didn't have that. War Drums is 10% damage to every unit, where True Shot's only 10% damage to range units, so that doesn't include your Blade Master, Torn Chieftain.
Yeah.
So obviously the War Drums would be better. Although, no, he has a Kodo Beast. They don't stack anymore, right? Did they change that?
They changed it, not stacking.
Okay.
And also, I think a Spell Shield and a mana item might be better here. He has only 465 mana.
Yeah.
I think it would be nice for him to get a pendant. Yeah.
A pendant, yeah, a pendant and a Spell Shield for sure. I agree. All right, guys. Here's a good fight here.
Ooh, and we already see the betting not as efficient anymore. Just losing the
Right.
bets and not killing anything. But human needs to TP out still. But that was a
Good
nice...
TP out, yeah.
Yeah, he
And
lost
that's really,
nothing.
again, the key when facing these orc players. You want to be able to staff your air units as they get batted. Like, it's going to take 3 bats to kill something when it's a chim or an interfired griffin. So, you know, if you can try to time it out where they bat a couple bats and then you staff it, and you can do that most of the time, uh, you know, make his bat use inefficient. I think that's really the only way that you can defeat an orc like this that has so much gold. You have to drain them in gold, and you have to have better trades,
Yep. And look at this Blade
which is
Master.
never not easy to do.
Once that Blade Master is like with all the auras, like he's affected by so many auras, it covers like the entire bar almost.
Right.
And now, yeah, Spirit Link. And now, yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 effects. And yeah, plus 50. It's crazy. And he's not even level 10 yet. So up to 110 damage. So is that 440 crits? I'm always like confusing the crit percentage. Is it 440
Uh,
that he can get up to?
I think 40%.
No, I always forget. Let's see. And this is starting to look... I mean, that's a downside. If you stack your heroes that much that early on, you seem so strong, it's just pretty easy for them to find a reason to team you. So Lelu in return seems pretty weak here. Well, he has plenty of gold too.
Yeah. So yeah, critical strike. It's 15% chance to do 4 times normal damage.
Okay, so it's
on level
440.
3.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it's not 40 so much. It's 4 times, right? 4
Yeah,
times
but
as much.
he gets up to 110 damage regularly, so he can get up to
Oh,
440.
I see. 440.
Yeah,
Understood.
yeah, yeah. Which is not bad. I guess you can get up to... I don't think
Huge.
I've ever seen...
Give him a few more levels as well.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen like 4 claws plus 15, because I mean crowns are obviously better because you get the additional attack speed here, but I'd like to see that, like how far you can get with these crits.
Yeah, I also would love to still see a Boots on the Tauren Chieftain. I get that he has all these movement auras, but Boots on TC is so good.
Even if he has
Um,
dagger, I sometimes feel if he has a dagger, it doesn't really matter. He's like just jumping into you anyway, so
yeah, I guess you're right. The auras and the dagger, maybe that's a time to lose the Boots.
yeah. I mean,
I'm a huge
yeah.
proponent of Boots, though.
Yeah, I see a point, but I think especially with the Unholy Aura, he is almost up to max movement speed anyways, I guess. So I don't really think the benefit would be huge. And with the dagger on top, he should be able to, like... we'll see. I mean, maybe if he... We'll see once he's chasing something. Because there is an
Right.
Unholy Aura for the other 2 players too, so I guess it's just canceling each other out.
Sure. That's a good point. So here's the elf, and with this pretty scary 100-foot army here, he has enough hippogriffs, a dragon, chimeras. He has a couple Druid of the Talon to use Cyclone. It's a good army there.
Yeah, I like it too. I would like to see, and I don't think he has that many. Yeah, that's always... And I did the same. He has no heal scrolls, and I do think heal scrolls are so nice against Orc in particular. And it's easy to skip on them sometimes, but I think they can be more important than some of the items that he has here. So
What heal scrolls you're saying?
yeah. Instead of the
Yeah.
orb, for example, like at least 1 heal scroll instead of the orb, just to in case the orb manages to get like to surprise you and get off like perfect bets, you can at least save like your entire chimeras once before TPing out. So I think 1
Right.
heal scroll is super important.
Yeah, I would sell both poison orbs
Yeah,
if I was the elf player, and then I would probably buy another TP and maybe at least 1 heal scroll.
yeah, me too.
Only 1 TP is pretty scary. You know, if he loses his Tinker,
Yeah,
he's kind of fucked.
yeah, agree. 2 TPs, 1 to 2 heal scrolls, and triple staff is I think pretty key. F10 is playing this pretty passively now. I'm not sure that's really bad, but I mean he just lets Eshan kill all the proxy buildings, so it's not really like time is not really playing in his favor here. I guess he should try to go for some sort of attack or piece or do something.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting that all players have the same gold now.
Yeah,
All players
22.
have pretty big bases.
Yeah, it's so close. Like
Seems like it's going to be
everyone's.
a pretty long three-way here.
Ooh, Mass TP coming in. And yeah, no way Eshan can fight
Nice.
this. No bets. He is trying to fight this? Tanks are moving away, so... And that stomp did nothing here, just stomped the tanks and the spell
Stomp the
breakers.
tanks.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. He uses the Infernal Stone.
Yeah, I guess he can afford it, but...
So, I'm not sure how the Orc is fighting this here.
Yeah, really bad. Now bets coming in, but a bit too late. And no
There's the
dispel.
bats. So the human needs to be killing these casters, though.
Yeah, but
Nice
Eshan
jab
does
on
not seem to have anything on autocast here. Look at the shamans, all full mana. So is the dog, the spirit walker, so full mana on everything. So
Oh, so much damage on that Mountain King.
400 crit.
400 crit.
Is it capped to 400? Like, I don't know.
No, it's not capped.
Sometimes it seems like that. Yeah, again, human missed the point in time to TP out, I guess, but Eshan also with the it's not easy. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it either. But caster micro, like everything was full of mana all the time. No spirit link, no dispel on the inner fire. So it's
Right, right.
it's not easy, but I guess if you're orc and if you have decent micro, I guess this would be the time where you can focus on caster micro because your heroes, like your Blade Master, just shreds
His
everything.
attack move almost, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, the human needs to focus these casters, right? Like if he has level 3 Blizzard and he has level 3 Clap or level 2 Clap, it should always be your first thing you do. Go kill the Orc casters over and over again. And just basically kill the Orc casters, keep your heroes alive. Those should be your two priorities in every battle. I think eventually you'll overcome it.
Yeah. Lelu is just chilling here. 89 supply. Eshan trying to get back the center, and that's the only mine that's left. So this is, I think, the how he intended it to be. And I think it's kind of interesting to see this last mine that is hard to reach in the center. And 10k.
Eshan's going for it again.
Yeah, 10k in it.
So I guess the elf player is watching the stream. No, I'm just kidding. But he sold both poison orbs like we wanted him to do.
Yeah.
And bought a couple scrolls.
Yeah, makes sense. Good call here by him. Yeah, Lelo is improving a lot. Like he just started FFA in like November, and he's already pretty good. So
Yeah, he has pretty good micro. He loves to hoard gold, obviously.
yeah, as I sometimes think he plays a bit too passively, and then late game he sometimes he loses. Like he loses in unfortunate ways, and in-house he gets a lot of free wins due to just people ignoring him because they don't care, they just play for fun and he's hiding stuff. I'm not, like against a player like Eshan and F10 here, I don't really think they will allow him to do that unless they suicide each other. But I mean, he's not.
Isn't it true as the game goes on and everyone has 25k, Elf is in the worst spot, right? Because if it gets down to hero arena, Elf has the worst heroes. You know, if it gets down to base race, I mean, yeah, you can hide trees and things like that, but I think the games favor human and orc with a lot of gold and high hero levels. So not sure if it's the best idea for him. I mean, he picked this map to get a lot of gold, but
I don't know. I think at this point, like personally, I love base race, and I think it's if you play Tinker, that's something. Tinker treants are so amazing for base race. So I think at that point he like elves can be favored again. But I agree. Like at this point, I guess it doesn't matter too much. But as soon as they start teaming him, I guess, and that's a mistake he did just frequently 2 days ago. You don't want to defend forever and pump all your gold into two players teaming you because you can't. Like if orc and human want to team you, they will do, so you need to use some of your gold, but you can't just pump, or you can, but you shouldn't just lose 20k gold into them teaming you. It's better to just lose half or entire main base and try to rebuild with 10k than
Right.
just losing all your gold and feed enemy heroes up to 10, 10, 10. That's obviously not what you want. I do agree it would be a nice timing for him now to attack, because if you stay too passive, at some point they will just wonder what you're up to and they will just start to team you. So since they are not fighting all the time, I guess this could be a nice time. I personally always like, this is my timing to weaken, like to tell the human that some of his towers need to go. So just kill some towers is like never wrong, and no one can really complain about it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird. In these FML games, a lot of gold and experienced players, like they're all massing towers, right? But what's going to happen? Eventually, they're just going to take turns weakening each of their main bases almost down to nothing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, towers are really only good if you are the dominating players. As we saw it, like most
right.
vividly, I remember it from NoX, who very often had these games where he was just bulldozing over two players at once with like a huge, at some point, a huge gold advantage, just mass TPing over the map. And if you have like 20 or 25k gold and have that play style where players never get to the point where they can team you because they have to defend all the time, all over the map, then I guess some towers can help.
Right.
If you can afford it.
Aggressive
Yeah.
early on. But yeah, in these big games with a ton of gold, it's just like people are like, oh, I have so much gold, I'm just gonna buy towers.
Yeah.
But like you said, they're gonna be pretty ineffective. Now maybe Eshan will get to a point where he's gonna be able to fight 1-on-2, and these towers will help in the end.
Yeah.
But
And
everyone has so
yeah.
much gold, it's.
Yeah, and Arcane Towers also can be nice for scouting and can be annoying to fight into because they have such a huge range. But yeah, I agree. I think towers can be overrated in FML games at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's, and they always get you teamed. Like if you have a smaller main base, and that's something Cumulo was often successful with, that he was, and again was successful with yesterday. His main base is never looking that strong, so he often loses it without defending, but he never invests that much into towers, so he's often left with a lot of gold late game and not
Yeah.
getting teamed in time.
Rebuild.
And F10 is killing this island here again. And Eshan will use it as a man-up, I guess, so tell everyone that he's getting back that island.
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, Lelu, for my taste, really way too passive at this point with 21k. I think at least like you should try to convert like 10k gold into experience here, because
Sure.
at some point you can't. At some point it gets difficult, and this would be nice here.
And does it really matter so much? I mean, it's not like these players. The game is going to come down where everyone doesn't have much gold,
Yeah.
most likely. So it's okay for the elf to just go after the human. They're going to fight for a while and then maybe for a little while.
Yeah.
Go back and forth. There's always going to be this balancing game on these FML games, especially with how much gold is on this map. So yeah, I agree with you. Being so passive right now, not trying to find spots to get experience, where he can fight this human army, right? I mean, obviously he gets his hippogriffs out of there before the tanks kill them all. But human has an extremely difficult time dealing with dragons unless you have mass gyrocopters, and the human hero levels aren't so scary. So the elf could get 666, 776, something like that from fighting the human a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I would like to see from him. And as always, it's doing nothing for him to wait here except like taking more time. At some point, like he will need to spend his gold at some point, and they will start to team him at some point. If he doesn't do so, I mean they're not doing much either at this point, but
Yeah.
we will see. And everyone very passive here. F10 is getting more items. At some point, they will have all their heroes fully stacked. Another crown
Ooh,
here.
Staff of Silence.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, another item that I would actually get, probably with the orc player, would be Staff of Silence. So good against Paladin, Mountain King, Archmage, even good against Panda, good against Keeper's Ultimate.
Yeah. He'd be,
Human could use it as well. The thing is, if you use a Staff of Silence and you're only used to using one hotkey, then you have to just manually press it or change it away from your staff hotkey. So maybe a little bit tricky there.
I like that he's revealing his gold count here. Yeah, I think that's a nice move here because it puts pressure on. They're all revealing their gold. I think that's
Wow.
interesting.
See what Eshan says.
Um, that will be the moment of truth here. I think he will say something like 12k.
12K.
Yeah. I would have expected that, like something around 15k, because
Yeah, I think we talked about this before. That's like the most common
yeah,
lie is how much gold you have. You say you have about 2/3 of what you have, right?
yeah.
12 to 18.
Now he's using some of the gold. But I find it interesting that they reveal it. I mean, that should be... And I guess, yeah, Leluaami, now after having that certainty he can attack here, everyone knows everything, so... After that,
Yeah, and I think like
yeah.
F10 just, F10 wants to win. He doesn't want to win in the same way that Eshan wants to win. So he said, hey, you guys, like, this is my goal. I don't want to play 5 hours, blah, 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 which is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, no one's taking the mid here, so no reason to... Wow, that Zeppelin is really big, if you look at it. It's so close to the top.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and Lelu is attacking from the back here, so we see how little towers can matter if you attack from the wrong side here.
Yep. And the Shredder kind of destroyed the tree wall that was his natural defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should definitely keep going on the human right now. His heroes are super good versus human as well, obviously, with Tinker Panda.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, like, if he's bored, why is he pulling back now? Oh, okay, he's getting some items, but...
A player's forces are under attack.
So I'm going to step away for just a little bit and maybe take like a 10-minute break, 10-15-minute break, and I'll be
Yeah,
back,
sure.
okay? All right,
No
thanks.
problem. Ooh, Blade Master?
Town is under
Force into the TP here. And now Lelu with the second dragon here. Attacking into the back of the human main base. Could potentially try to kill the castle. But yeah, now against the gyros. Not that easy anymore. However, it's not enough gyros here. Was a bit too late to party, but I still think it's not using the rockets here. Big mistake.
a player's forces are under attack.
Should use rockets against the gyros and not against the backline tanks here. That was much better. Yeah. As you see, killing everything at once, but he's also down to 52 supply, 50 now. So will be forced to TP back in a bit unless he's able to kill one of the human heroes here.
town is under siege. Players' forces are under attack. A player's forces are under attack. A player's forces are under attack.
All right, I'm back. Looks like I came back at a good time. Mass TP into Eshan's main.
Yeah, he just got his second dragon in time and then missed TP'd back. I was
Okay.
also enjoying the game in silence for some minutes, like not talking myself, but now I'm back.
Yeah.
And
No
it's
worries.
now 2 dragons for Lelu, 2 dragons for Eshan here, and no dragons for F10, who just tried to mess TP the Orc main base, but yeah.
He got a lot of these towers though,
Yeah,
which
some of
is
them.
good. Eshan's base is somewhat weak now.
Yeah, he dropped in gold too, so he's really down to 12k now. No lie. Yeah,
He's keeping his lie though, 6k less than what he had.
yeah.
Well, now he says 8k. He's got 12.5.
So it's
So
always 2/3, exactly
he's
2/3.
keeping with the story at least.
Yeah. I would have expected like some bigger gamble here from him, something like 2k or something. It would have been.
Right.
But then again, like it's quick. Like other players will be quick to not trust you anymore if they see you pumping and you told them that you'd be on 2k. So I guess
Right.
8k.
So here's F10. He's buying all these animals, right? He bought a crab. He bought I guess another hermit crab. And we'll see these players notice that. I mean, if there's critters walking around your base, you should always kill them. But you know, some people will just never even think about it, and then anyone can miss it, even if you're trying to look for them.
But I like that he has some of these remote critters here that are not directly in another main base. There's one of his critters, and where's another?
Where's it at?
Here's one, the small skink.
Oh, that's his?
Yeah, if you click on it, you see F10EX to the top right. It's his. If it's a neutral one, and actually I'm not even sure there are neutral ones here. Are there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there are. There are. Here's a neutral one. Player 28. And here's another one of F10. So that's something he does pretty well here. I would like to see. I'm not sure. He could open up the human the orc base, like the tree line with water, but I'm not even sure that would be a nice idea against these heroes.
So they're all in a decent spot. Honestly, I would think I would like F10 to win the game if I were to root for anybody. He's probably making the most aggressive moves for the most part. He had a good early start without many expansions.
Yeah, I agree. Eshan getting back the mid mine here. Yeah, always
Mining
difficult
on
to
100
say.
food though, kind of feels bad.
Yeah, Lilo should really try to make something happen. I guess he will attack the human main base again, which I think makes sense here for him.
Yeah, and then the orc should go hard on the human too. You know, they're gonna team each other down, so you might as well try to weaken who you're most worried about. You're not gonna be so worried about the elf, unless, like you said, it gets to a base race spot. Because with Tinker and Keeper the Grove, it's really good. But Mass TP, you know, in base race on this map, obviously is gonna be super good too.
Yeah, neither the Tinker nor the Keeper has an invul here, so I just think invuls are so important, especially against high-level human and orc heroes. It's just like,
Yeah.
or they will just force it. Like he's walking across the entire map to attack the human, and if he's unlucky, he will just be forced to TP out within like 10 seconds. So he walked across the map.
All right, so Eshan just manipped him with basically the suicide manip. He said, if you hit this expansion, then I'm just gonna go for you and let the human win.
And he is
So
attacking the
let's see if
expo.
he actually does that.
Yeah, I mean, we all know Eshan is only suiciding in very, very, very rare occasions. Like he will
Never.
always.
Yeah.
I've seen it like once or twice in in-house games, but it's not very trustworthy.
Just manip.
Yeah.
But it's like now he TP'd here. He's only got 2 peons. He's mining on 100. He spent 350 gold for the TP. Now he's got to like slowly Zeppelin drop all of his units outside of the space. Might have been better for him just to not grab the gold mine.
Yeah, this gold mine only gets you teamed here. So I guess with 5k, I mean it's with 5k I guess it's still worth it, but as soon as it drops to 3k, I don't really think it's useful to take it unless you are really really desperate for gold.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool tree right here.
Yep, I agree.
Tough to spot. I think maybe having a tree in the trees somewhere like here would be a little bit better.
Yeah, that's a pretty massive tree line.
A lot of time still. Now, as an orc player, he's still building a lot of bats or some bats, and that's fine. And some Tauren is good against the human player as well. But when you have super strong orc heroes, you really don't need bats that much. I would say your 100 food should be like 9 wind riders and heroes,
A
and then
player's
maybe some
forces
bats
are
and
under
casters
attack.
and dragons. But you want to be heavy on wind riders because the DPS is so heavy, and with Spirit Link and high level heroes, like you can handle uh, light air units a lot better once your orc heroes are monsters, without the need for so many bats.
Yep. Yeah, with some kiting, wyverns can like they're so trash at some point in the game, but it's kind of interesting to see these weak units becoming strong again late game in many matches, just because Orc has no alternatives and Orc has stacked heroes, so Spirit Link does a nice job to split the damage between like tanky heroes and these wyverns.
Right.
Yeah, and
I think there should
Lilus.
be some consideration to play
Hmm?
Priest of the Moon over Keeper of the Grove in this
Nah.
spot.
Uh,
Everyone loves Keeper of the Grove, and Tranquility is really important, obviously. But without an undead player, you can get away without a Keeper of the Grove. First of all, Priest of the Moon against Orc is super good. Owl is helpful, obviously, to kill wards and see the Blade Master. But 30% True Shot Aura on Mass Chims is a huge amount of extra DPS, which I think is really important against Orc to kill heroes, even better than Entangle and also Orc casters. And then against the human player, Priest of the Moon is huge, obviously, for Starfall against tanks and gyrocopters, as
yeah.
opposed to Keeper of the Grove. And then
Still think,
obviously you can scout on this map, right? It's a huge map, so the owl would be helpful as well.
yeah. I still think the utility of that keeper is amazing, and Priestess feels a bit useless sometimes late game. And yeah, interesting fight here. It's yeah, Lilu is still continuing
Let's see if
to.
this dragon dies or if he staffs it. Well, one dragon's done. Shadowhunter escapes.
Yeah, and I'm very surprised that Lilu is continuing to fight this, although all the sipples died early on. Like he will just, yeah, he will just lose everything here.
Caster
One
still survived.
and second dragon dies too. Both dragons died.
Yeah, damn. Both dragons died. Orc caster saved.
Yeah,
Orc
horrible
hero
fight here.
saved. Really
Yeah.
bad by the elf, yeah. I mean, you're not gonna just win Orc, right? With these hero levels and these dragons and stuff. But you can at least kill the casters. You can save your dragons. You can, again, like I was saying, try to have more efficient trades.
Yeah, I personally would not fight the orc at all. I mean, he was a bit forced into that fight. I would have just TP'd out and go for that orc main base. Like, look at this orc main base. Even if you only stay in there for like 10 seconds, you will be able to get like 5 buildings, maybe 4 or
Sure.
5 buildings. So that's much better trade than just losing 100 supply and or 50 supply and not killing more than maybe a couple of wyverns here.
Right.
I mean, he's in levels. He got his keeper to level 6, so I guess he can be happy with the levels now. But then again, like, yeah, it's 998 orc, so you can't take any fights anyways unless that orc is not able to get up to 100 or at least 80 supply anymore.
Yep. Interesting that he bought a second dagger for his Shadowhunter. I think is a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, but also
And then
kind
he
of
has a
fun.
Staff of Silence on his Blade Master, which is fine.
Yeah, it's just difficult to
Although maybe the staff on
micro.
a different hero.
Difficult to micro, especially with Orc, to micro all of that, like to micro Staff of Silence and to micro both staffs here, both daggers here.
Right.
And he needs to TP out instantly, losing one more camera here. So
There we go. Here's the mass TP.
and not
And
Eshan not prepared, but Dragonhawk's not being used here. So
no shackles on the Dragonhawks yet.
ooh, and all these bets
Nice.
here. All the
Nice.
bets dying.
A lot
So-
of tanks too. Look at all these tanks here.
Yeah, he is keeping all his heroes in the back. Interesting. So he will sacrifice some of these tanks, but he is getting some kills in return. Interesting. So
Yeah, it could have been a little bit better for the human, but definitely a good move there.
yeah, I mean he didn't kill that much. Like Fortress still standing, Burrows and all the production buildings still up. So not sure if that was worth it. He dropped in a bit of gold, not that much. Now Lelu
I
coming
think
in.
Eshan needs to adapt HTRT's philosophy right now and just stop typing and just really focus on his game, because he can crush either of these guys in any fight. Like if he capitalizes on, he plays well and he hexes and stomps and silences well, he can really dominate them. But he's finding himself like just keep on chatting and chatting and chatting, trying to prevent the double team, which ultimately isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think at this point he just has to kind of focus on the game and shut up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, sometimes some of these players get particularly caught in like chat mode, and it's not nice to watch. Sometimes it works, especially for Eshan, but yeah, it's a bit tiring, and I totally agree. Sometimes it's easy to get lost in, like, to lose your focus if you hope to solve everything by chat, which just won't happen.
Right.
I'm sometimes I'm admiring him for, like, even in that situation here, to write entire sentences while like attacking the elf base. Like
Right.
who would do that? I mean, you are I don't know.
It's definitely his first tool,
Yeah.
which is fine. Eshan's really good. He's one of the best players. There's no doubt about it. He knows how to win these games.
Yeah,
Really
for
smart
sure.
player. He's
Yeah.
got, above average micro.
Yeah, and I think
Good
if
FA sense.
yeah, if all players would just leave instantly once they are in a bit of bad position, we would miss out on many of these comebacks and many of these base race games that are really nice. So
Yeah. No, there's
he's-
a silver
yeah.
lining to this kind of game type as well. You know me, I always prefer ladder, but sometimes these FML games can be definitely epic, and a lot of times they finish that way.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy most, and we didn't see too many sit games this season, contrary to some of the previous seasons, especially season 28, I think it was, with the 6-hour games, maybe 29. I think it was 28. So this one's definitely better, but yeah, obviously a map like Lost World here is not really favoring short games. So
Right.
A player's forces are
An
under
orc and base race on this map is just gonna suck. I mean, his heroes are super good. Obviously, he can use these way gates.
ooh, and he's reaching.
He's already
around.
starting to build these extra halls,
Yeah.
planning for it.
It's reaching around here, and something I have forgotten to mention. At least Eshan said, I haven't checked it, but he needs top scorer to make it to semifinal. So that might be one of the reasons why he played Orc, because due to bets here, it's
Okay.
easier to get high hero score, and you don't, like, usually Orc does not have like the advantage of lumber wisps. But I still think orcs on a map with mass gold can be favored in the score table, because they usually get to high levels due to the betting early on. So yeah, will be interesting here. He really needs it, and I still think he has top score at this point. He should have, but there's a risk to
Yeah.
lose it if you. Yeah.
So I wonder if the human player can scout this. This would be just the perfect time to mass TP the orc base.
Yeah, and that was a Pretty nice Master
Oh,
P.
nice
Wow,
panda,
the
nice
staff.
panda save there.
60 HP. And very nice betting here by Eshan. So he
Yeah,
lost
that was a good fight from the elf player.
from the Orc player, you mean?
I mean, I guess for the orc as well, but for the elf, he didn't lose any hero. He only
Yeah.
lost 20 food. The orc player lost almost 30 food.
But he lost,
You know,
yeah, he lost all
best you
the
can hope
hippos
for.
at once. I think, I don't know. I
Oh,
mean,
to the bath, I didn't see that.
yeah, Lelu lost a lot of supply. I think Lelu lost 50 supply and Ishan only like 20. So I think that was still more.
Oh, maybe he was repumping. Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
So as the orc player in this spot, you need to try to find spots to use Big Bad Voodoo also. So
Yeah.
if you can like line up a spot, especially when you have Staff of Silence and you have Stomp to disable their heroes that would otherwise stop your Big Bad Voodoo, you can find some crazy spots where you can have it in the back and they TP and you start fighting and nothing can be focused. And then all your dragons can do work and things like that.
Yeah.
Also helps a lot versus hippos. We'll see if we can find a good Big Bag Voodoo here at some point.
Yeah, I think that would have been a nice situation here some seconds ago where the Tinker was stuck in the back. And now, yeah, he needs to pull back again, like all these chimeras. Yeah. Orc is, yeah.
Here's red though, just still sitting. Would have been a really good time to mass TP.
Yeah, and I assume they will peace after this fight. And since the Orc is... Ooh, the panda! Ah, there's the Earth one, so he's fine. Eshan staying in this is so risky. Yeah.
Shadowhunter's dead.
Why is he staying in this? Like, that's 89 supply elf. Why would you want to fight that with 3 heroes? That was not ending well for him.
Yeah. So maybe Eshan's doing that now to try to team the human player, but here we go. Humans gearing up for a nice mass TP.
That's always like hyping it up, like the situation, this inner fire. I really love that if the human does that.
Oh, yeah.
Like some humans don't do it, but I really like this inner fire casting before
the pre-buff is so
TP.
important.
Yeah.
It's the same with Orc. Like you typically don't want to have your casters on auto cast with Orc or Human.
Yeah.
You want to pre-buff Bloodlust, Spirit Link, pre-buff Inner Fire.
Yeah.
And to your point, right before you mass TP2, it's really scary.
Where is he going to? Is there another critter here in that Orc main? No. Let's
Yeah,
see.
you know, I can't really.
Yeah, the map is so
see.
huge. Like you just get surprised to, and he always has
Yeah.
he
The
always
Orc.
has one somewhere. And
Shadowhunter still reviving. He definitely can't fight this with Shadowhunter.
yeah,
Big mistake to lose Shadowhunter there.
and Eshan was a bit greedy, maybe not immediately pumping back up. I mean, he's a bit low on gold now, but I think it was obvious this mass TP. If F10 manages to get Eshan out here, I think he has a decent shot against the elf. So
Yeah, for sure. F10's been playing really well.
yeah. Oh, the SH here getting revived at the bottom. Will F10 see it? It's a nice altar placement here at the bottom.
Yeah, let's see if it comes.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, he can fight with the dragons at least, and the Blade Master and the Torn Chieftain.
yeah, nice.
The dragons
Bladestorm.
can also devour. A lot of people don't know that they have. So you could devour the breakers or whatever. Their devour is also like a super version of devour. I'm not sure if you knew that.
No, I didn't know.
It
Like-
eats the unit like 2 or 3 times faster than a
Ah,
regular.
okay, I
Kodo
didn't
beast.
know. Yeah.
Look, you are fine, he says. Yeah, see, there comes a point when people just get so mad with the other players. Like, obviously, Leluaami is like hates Eshan right now, which you know is to F10's benefit.
Ooh, and yeah. Ooh. Blade Master.
Oh, Blade Master's gonna die.
And yeah, he's so good on
Okay.
the reveals, so Eshan needs to be really
Right.
careful here. Some humans forget about
Oh,
market.
no! I was gonna say, don't move in the back. The Blade Master is still revealed.
And yeah, now he sees the altar, and the SH will likely pop out, I guess.
Yeah, I think so at this point.
Yeah.
But to what? To a Mountain King?
Yeah, not looking
Full
good.
mana?
Paladin taking a lot of damage here. That's like the double crown might have been a mistake. The spikes are like this. Look at this Paladin with 75 damage, taking
Right.
a lot of. Whoa.
Oh! Nice.
was
Wow.
super
Nice
close.
paladin thing. I don't know. Did the stomp miss or did he just use shield
He
instead?
used it before. He used it before, right before. It was really nice. Yeah, and this main base is gone, and he's supply blocked too. That's the downside of the playing.
Huge experience for human player too.
Yeah,
Like the
that's
difference between 666 heroes and 888 heroes, you know, is pretty sizable.
yeah, for sure. So this could also mean top score. Oh, and he's focusing on the TC here, which just used the ultimate, and there's no mana on the SH. Cross map.
So Eshan still reluctant to use his bats.
Ooh, the paladin. Paladin.
Staff. Oh, nice. No staff. Good.
And where's it? Ah, the
snipe
TC
there.
died. I missed that the TC died too.
The TC died. Yeah.
Ooh. And now Lelu is cleaning up the Orc Maze base in the back. So that's
nice
what you
back
get.
there.
Like, that's like as good as orcs can look in these fights. But like, ooh, nice dodge here. And Eshan, yeah, using the bats now. So not really useful, not killing them, but Lelu also dropped a lot of gold. He's down to 6.5.
Yeah. I'm
So
surprised.
human back to his main base, and
Player's forces are under attack.
it's a bit of a gamble, but being Lelu, I think it could make sense to attack the human now, hoping that he's weak, and yeah. On the other hand, it
Yeah, it's
can.
just that like the elf player has such good heroes to fight human with rockets and panda. I mean, not to fight hero arena, right?
Yeah.
But the
It-
orc player's heroes are so strong. I wouldn't necessarily blame him just trying to eliminate Eshan at this point.
No, me
But
neither.
you're right. It might be the better move to hit the human, but I'm not sure.
If the human would be close, I think it would definitely be the better call to attack him. On the other hand, he is kind of close due to these portals, so I mean, Lelu is not really using the portals. He's always walking across map. I've not seen him using the portals once.
Yeah, I don't even think he knows that they're there.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't even know they were there when I mapped the first time.
So if he'd know, I think it would be a nice call to attack the human, because now is probably the most likely time to get some help of Eshan once he gets his heroes back. On the other hand, Eshan is usually a player who's very reluctant to help at any, like, he never helps really.
Right.
A player's forces are under
Yeah. I think I criticized him for playing too passively in his first match. So yeah, that's definitely some nice MSTPs here. I mean, it's not the like we saw quicker MSTPs by other players, but still more fun.
So what is this? A pause?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, PP. So either it's called either penalty points.
Yeah, I think it's pause.
Or pause, please. Yeah.
So high tech, how do the semifinals and the finals work? I kind of saw on the spreadsheet,
Yeah.
but the semifinal game, whoever makes it, it's a standard game, right? It's
Yeah,
not
it's
no
a
chat or
standard
anything
game.
like that.
Yeah, we had some other ideas, but it just makes sense to have a normal standard game. So we
Okay.
will have one player from the standard bracket going to finals, and one player from the no chat bracket, and then I think it's two semi-final slots for the standard bracket, which has less players, and then four for the no chat bracket and 2 for the rookie bracket. So we will have 2
Okay.
semifinals with 4 players each.
Got it.
And as usual, I guess the players with like highest scores will have map pick. I guess.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And where's the best place to see, like is it an Excel sheet? Is it on the FML website to see like who gets, like who needs what, etc.?
I think the spreadsheet is the best. So the spreadsheet, I think I pinned it, but I'm not quite sure. Yeah, you have the link, or you don't have it?
I don't have the link.
Let me
Do
quickly.
you know which channel it's
Yeah, let me
pinned at?
quickly.
Or?
I can quickly send it to you. My computer is
Okay.
a bit slow with OBS and like the 900-second delay. But I send it to
Okay,
you.
no problem.
So
You use Streamlabs?
no, I use OBS.
You should download Streamlabs. It's also OBS. It's Streamlab OBS.
Yeah, I heard of it many times, but I was just hesitant to do that because my OBS is running pretty well, and it's all, I don't know, like never change a running system. I could see that
I
messing
hear
up
you.
some stuff, but at some point I will definitely try it. So yeah, we'll see. So with 23 points, 39, 49, 59. Yeah, I guess 23 points would be nice for either of these players. Even Lelu could get up to 57 points, which should be... yeah, I guess with a win, either of these players, like with a top score win, either of these players should have a pretty good chance to make it to the semifinal.
Yeah, I can see that now. Hey, so for this semifinal round, I see that you have 2 from the standard, 4 from the no
Yep.
chat, 2 from the rookie. How are those 8 players going to be seeded or mixed for the semis?
Like 1-1, but
Yeah.
we will probably, like I will, as I did for the last rounds, I will get some sheets of paper and I will probably just randomly assign them to the 2
Okay.
games. So that's probably going to be
Town is under
my
siege.
way to do it. Oh, and game is going again here.
Yep. All right. So Elf is on the human player. It's always a little bit difficult to fight Elf with human in this case. You know,
Yeah.
gyrocopters are effective, but then you have to face Panda and Tinker. There's a lot of small little choke points you can't really get through,
Yeah.
which also a huge advantage to Tinker Panda.
Yeah, like as a human, I guess as long as the elf is not in your main base yet, you would hope to like mass TP next to the Tree of Eternity just to force the TP back. But I
Right.
don't
Smart.
really know if he has any critters close to that elf base still.
He could also consider just in the meantime just going in with only his heroes and
Yeah.
breakers, right? And just kind of like focusing a little bit on the keeper, getting some damage on their heroes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the best move would surely to be to mass TP and force them back home.
And this human main base is was built with an interesting structure. So I feel it's more difficult for him to move around within his main base than it is for the elf here to move around the human base. So usually you want to have some freedom to move in and out of your main base into all possible directions. So I think he could have built that a bit better.
I agree. The base is strange here, though. It is really small. I mean, not really small, but as you progress, it's set up a little bit weird. Interesting that Eshan decided to tech tier 2 here.
Yeah, I guess he
Assuming to
wants
tech tier 3.
potions or something.
I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of gold left.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly wants tier 2. Maybe he wants to build a spirit lodge. He doesn't have any casters left.
I can't fight that, but he's not even trying to fight it. It's like people always write that. I mean, once you do all your stuff, I see why you may write that, but with Tinker Panda, you don't even have to fight it. If you get off some rockets and some breaths of fire, it's usually fine. Like, it's good enough. You will usually damage all these
Right.
gyros at least and all the
The
tanks.
gyros, the buildings, etc.
Yeah, so, I mean, you obviously don't just want to fly in because then, like, human will surely have the upper hand here, but I don't really see why he wouldn't just kite a bit with, like, what's he risking? If he drives in with his Tinker, there's not even a Sork here for slow, so it's like zero risks for him to move in with a Tinker.
Right. I'd like to see the human like sneak a sheep out over here, and then as the elf progresses to massy Pete behind him.
Oh, yeah, that
Kinda
would be
like
nice. That would
like
be
a
nice.
no-X move.
Yeah, that would be very nice, but yeah, critters are
Second to
very
tier
obvious
3.
here. Maybe he wants to get a Orb of Lightning after all. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't have
A
one.
lot of investment there, yeah, I don't know.
A player's forces are under attack.
I like that there's this Ring of Protection +4 next to the Dragon Roost. Like, Eshan was standing right next to it, and he had item slots, and that's a lot of gold.
Oh yeah, no one's grabbed it.
Yeah, it's still there from the very beginning. And I'm not sure, like, for how much does that sell? Like, 200 or something? I think it's not.
Something like that, yeah, with no upkeep.
Yeah. I'm thirsty for another mass TP here, but I don't see any critters. Like, mass TPs are so, like, so annoying to deal with, but so nice if... Ooh, there's a crab! There's a crab! He's hiding them. I just see it now. He's hiding it super well behind that tree.
Okay.
A player's
Oh yeah, I
forces
see.
are under attack.
Should move it slightly farther away, I guess. Just to not get killed, but ooh, nice to be. That would be nice here. Yeah, and I mean, being in F10's shoes here, on one hand, I mean, he has not much to lose, but I still think it would be nice timing here just to mass TP the elf and just see what happens. On the other hand, they will just team him forever then, and it seems Eshan is holding a bit of a grudge against Lelu here, so maybe not the worst for him to see them ripping each other apart. I'm just waiting for the next inner fire cast here. Inner fire casting onto these tanks. Ooh, mass TP, mass TP.
Onto the
Ooh,
orc
they
player.
found the dragons.
Oh, nice.
He's
Healing
doing-
word item on the map.
Honestly, I'm not sure that was a good call. I think he should have
No,
mass
it
TP'd
wasn't.
into Lelu's main base first. He should have known that Lelu was still standing right next to his main base, so it's a very nice situation for the elf. Oh, but now the other way around, and this elf,
Oh wow.
this elf tree is dying, and there's
Nice,
that was
got it.
super close.
He
And
doesn't
there's
have another tree either.
big mistake here.
Yeah. From both players, really. I mean, the human made right by it, but the human lost his castle. The elf
Yeah.
lost his tree of eternity.
So
I almost wonder if the human should have just said, "Hey, let's just eliminate the orc," you know, blah blah blah, and try to manipulate in that way and try
Yeah.
to get the elf to go along with him.
yeah, or
Because
if
now
you
it's going to be
yeah.
a pretty good 2-on-1 versus the human, I think.
Yeah.
But that's good. This is good for the game.
Yeah,
Bases
for
are
sure.
being
Yeah,
eliminated.
I love it. That's usually the time, if everyone has units still, but everyone's losing main bases, that's usually the time where where the game accelerates most. Because
Right.
like you need to make every second count. And fight coming out here, 92, 91 for F10EX and 87 for
He needs
Leluaami.
to back out the gyros. This tranquility is dominating the
Yeah,
human.
for sure. Needs to pull back, so very bad fight here for him. I still think he can force, like, yeah, now with the avatar, he's still killing everything, I guess, but we'll just take time. Yeah, he's killing all these elf units.
Yeah, Elf didn't get out soon enough.
Um, there's a tank still in this elf main. That's pretty nice. Very
Yeah,
important.
he can mass TP back.
Yeah, if he wanted to. Paladin is standing there. And there's no staff of TP on any of these elf heroes. Another item that I think can be very nice in these situations.
So Imba though, look at the orc heroes. These triple heroes, super stacked, level 10s, double dragon. They still need to try to eliminate the orc.
Yeah, I do think Eshan is in a very nice position here. And I'm not sure he should have helped here. Like, in front of both players. Ooh,
Oh,
and
look at F10. Sorry to interrupt you, but he doesn't have any peasants.
yeah, he's revealed. That's a huge mistake.
No peasants whatsoever.
I mean, I guess he could revive some.
Revive a peasant. Is this a peasant right here? I don't
Yeah,
think
I
so.
mean, let's hope he knows. No
Yeah, it's a
idea.
bad mistake. It's happened to the best of us.
Yeah. And there should always be one Zeppelin in the corner with one peasant for that reason. Like it's
Right.
the worst thing to lose a match. And if that's no peasant here, and apparently it isn't because he is not using his ultimate, he's not resurrecting them, and now it's gone.
So 60 seconds to get another black dragon. The human doesn't have a town hall, so he needs to grab this black dragon, which it looks like he's about to. Let's see
Yeah.
if he'll be able to snag it.
Player's forces are
But honestly, I think unless the other two players are suiciding each other, human in this situation should not be able to win the game anymore. Being revealed
I
is
will
such
say
a
that
big deal.
no, it's true, but the fact that he has mass TP still gives him a chance
Yeah,
because he can always just TP back and forth if they eliminate the orc.
yeah, it's true.
Oh, red can't get it. Oh. And red killed his last gyrocopter to go get it, so now he's sending his dragon. It's gonna be a big deal who gets this dragon here.
And Lilo seems to be a bit late to the party here. Yeah, Lilo could also grab it. Would be super important, but he's not keeping his hippo close.
He should, yeah, he should definitely grab it.
Yeah. Oh,
So
now
Lulu has
he's-
the most gold, obviously.
Oh,
he
will
also-
get it. Yeah, he gets it.
Well,
Lilo has it.
who did? Oh, he did?
Yeah. Dudum.
So both of these players, human and elf, it's in their best interest to try to team out the orc, in my opinion.
Yeah. Very could become very close.
This double dragon, triple orc hero,
Super
it's
scary.
like the sickest 5-unit army in the game.
But it's not the best for base race. Like dragons are pretty nice against buildings,
I
and
mean, it's pretty good, yeah.
so is wave. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Which attack on these dragon attacks? The second one, the higher damage one is the anti-air attack. Is that right?
I honestly have no idea.
Um,
Chaos against. Do we have any other unit that can attack both?
I mean, a chimera has 2 different damages, I think.
Yeah, right.
Well,
But
I mean,
isn't-
but that's obviously for siege damage.
exactly, yeah.
is under siege.
And for dragons, is it really one attack against air and one attack against ground, and not like one against buildings and one against units?
Yeah, maybe it is similar to.
I would have said it's like with the chimeras, because I do feel they do a lot of damage against buildings. On the other hand, it's like same damage almost, so whatever.
Yeah, I think the orc is in a really good spot if the elf gets eliminated or someone loses their heroes.
Yeah. And Lelu is now on Eshan, and so it's looking a bit better now for F10, but still, like, you really don't want to be revealed in these games on a map like that.
Yeah, the gold that he has is meaningless. He can't build another altar. He can't build another town hall. He
Yeah.
doesn't have the supply to build a lot of units.
Does he have a shop still? Yeah, he has, so you can go for mass mechanical critters. That would be nice.
Just TP everywhere. Yeah. I mean, his only hope is to wait for this dragon, but
Yeah, that will take
Eshan
like
made
10
the
minutes.
timer like so long, like more than 15 minutes. What is that? Like a 20-minute timer, 18-minute timer, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a normal timer
More
for
than.
these.
No, it's not.
It's
It's
not?
not. I think it's 10 minutes normally. I'm not sure exactly, but he said specifically that he made the timer.
Okay.
He manually
Interesting.
changed it on the
Yeah.
big dragon here.
Interesting call.
Increased it. Yeah.
He at least gets the Black Drake. And yeah, Lelu dropping in buildings here.
A town is under siege.
Yeah, I was surprised that anyone would vote for this map against Eshan. It's an interesting decision.
Yeah, I mean, Lelu loves to hoard gold, right? So he just
Yeah,
thought, oh, I can get 30k on this map, but
but then he also,
maybe some.
yeah, he's also one of the players who gets bored pretty quickly. So it's like both
Right.
for him late game. So
Yeah, I think Elf does
yeah.
the best on like smaller-ish maps, small to medium maps where you can get gold, but you can also apply pressure with chims.
Yeah,
And
I
on
tend
maps
to
that don't
agree.
have markets, because that just makes the other players' heroes so strong. Market doesn't help Elf as much, right? Like Crown of Kings on a Panda or Tinker, like yeah, it's good, but
Yeah, I think Elf benefits least. That's true for sure.
from the market, yeah.
Yeah, the entire south of the map is in Eshan's hand now. No other buildings left, and
So interesting that he's going gyrocopters with his gold. I mean, he has a lot of gold to spend on units anyways, over and over. I think I'd probably prefer to just to have some breakers.
I don't know, but
Um,
is it really useful? I mean, I think breakers are nice if you want to attack, but I think in this situation it's more important for him to just have scouts all over the map.
and
Like,
scouts. Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that's his only chance, but I'm not even sure that he built these gyros for scouting.
A town is under
But we'll
siege.
see.
I would like to see him put the Orb of Fire on the Mountain King, and then maybe put the Unholy Aura on the Paladin.
Yeah.
Just because of Bash, you want to be able to stun, dragons and things like that.
Yeah. And it's very tricky. In this situation, you don't lay. On one hand, human is revealed, but on the other hand, first, you're not entirely sure if it's not just Manip. But since he stands in his main base, I would feel rather confident that that's not Manip. And
A player's forces are under attack.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, he has some buildings still, but not that many. So it's just, I mean, how many buildings are there? Like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 20 buildings, which is still
A town is under
like a
siege.
decent amount of buildings.
Yeah, I think the human player definitely needs to start mass TPing into the Orc. But F10 has been reluctant to try to manip or at least team up with the Elf player.
Yeah,
Just that these heroes from Eshan, like, he will destroy either player
yeah.
in an easy skirmish. You can though. You can win a lot. Yeah, the Elf player all of a sudden just like hardly any buildings, right?
Yeah, not many. He should definitely get some more wisps here. He has
If
plenty of
Eshan knew
gold.
that, he could just dive into all the buildings and just try to eliminate them. I mean, I know that Eshan doesn't have a whole lot of units himself, but he does have gold. He's rebuilding stuff. So, and of course he can defend against the human player.
Yeah, I mean he does not have a lot of stuff for scouting here, so I'm not sure if he knows really how much there is out of the map. And now he is going for that elf tree here, although Lelu ignored
Town is under siege.
the tiny yeah, the great hall here. So so yeah, this could become dicey here for Lelu. He needs to save some wisps. He has just one wisp left and is getting a few more, but they are all very close to the top here.
Wow. Sorry to interrupt you, but F10EX is killing his own dragon? He's just bored, I guess?
Town is under siege.
He also attacked his own shop. I don't know.
Yeah, the
Ooh,
splash damage.
Mass TP here. Sorry, not Mass TP, but TP in by Eshan, and Lelu instantly TPing out, so he was just forcing
Right,
him.
not gonna risk it.
Yeah. Not sure that's...
I think the orc is in a great spot if the elf and the human don't team against him.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what F10 is up to. I mean, on one hand, they are still attacking each other, but you should be very... I mean, he's scouting, but I don't know how many critters he has still out on the map. I guess there are some, but he needs to be very aware here. As soon as they start to piece, I guess that's the point in time where he needs to mass TP right away before they arrive at his main base.
Right,
Just to force one of them back. Otherwise, they will be able to quickly erase him if they want to. And
Makes
yeah,
sense.
Lelu is too close already, I guess.
So the human sold his TP. Obviously, he doesn't have a town hall, so that makes sense. He should be getting invulnerable pots, right, from these shops, for sure. On his Archmage,
Yeah.
on his Mountain King, definitely get invuln pots, because TPs are unnecessary. But you don't have a TP, so it still makes you super vulnerable. So obviously,
Yeah.
Hex and Stomp are going to kill you, but the
Yeah.
invuln pots will be huge. And he has a lot of gold, so
I mean, he
nothing else to spend the money
has
on.
this Potion of Divinity, which is awesome. And with 5k gold and no peasants, I guess he could just shop for more Divinity potions, which, I mean,
Sure.
how much do they
Yeah, I
cost?
mean-
like 600, 700? But like,
kind of a lot. But if he
doesn't
has
really
gold
matter.
anyways,
Yeah.
right? Right.
And maybe he does it. Like how
I mean,
many
invul
seconds
potions
does it
are
is?
pretty much the
25.
same effect, but
Yeah, but 25 seconds. And there's another
25
Potion of
seconds,
Divinity.
wow.
Let's see.
yeah, let's see if he buys it.
5.5k. I would go for it. Like if I don't have any
Yeah,
chance
for
to.
sure.
Yeah, and he does it.
He bought it. Cool.
He's listening to us. Yeah, 25 seconds is such a huge deal because especially if you are the defending one, invul does not really save much time, but 25 seconds really is really much time.
Yeah, it's huge.
Oh, and Lelu and Eshan fighting here. Interesting. So didn't expect that to happen. I thought they peace, but apparently not.
I still think that the human and the elf should peace, but
Yeah.
I guess F10 is just, I'm not sure what he's doing.
Invis Paladin now, so I guess he might prepare. Yeah, I really like this Invis stuff, little tick style. I think that's like this first surprise attack is so important, so valuable. So
Yeah, why wouldn't the human be mass TPing with critters to like the proxies of the orc?
I think it's a good call because they do not seem to peace. So his only chance is that they weaken each other like more than, because as soon as he attacks one of them, they will try to peace, and I mean he can't win against both anyway. So I think this is a perfect scenario for him. He can just sit. He can just.
He
scout.
needs to go though, like, right? I mean, orc is going to eliminate the elf, and the human is not going to be able to. I mean, he could eliminate, he could base race the orc player potentially, but Eshan still has gold. He still has a peon in his Zeppelin. I think that red should be working with the elf right now rather than just letting the elf get defeated.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should be scouting more. He has one gyro here out on the map. I think he should scout more, but then yeah.
Here's some wisps and a Zeppelin for more trees.
Yeah, I tend to agree, but there is a risk once they peace. Yeah, he needs to fight the orc anyways. If he pieces the elf, what's the elf going to do here? Like, Lelu is on the orc anyways, so if F10 is piecing the elf, like, what more is going to happen? Like, the orc, he will fight the orc either way, and I think he could as well just wait a bit of time
I
here.
think it's best just to sit for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a super difficult call, but if you
At least scout though, right? Like all these gyrocopters. If he's scouting, he should be able to see like all these last buildings here, you know?
Yeah, it seems he wants to.
Maybe he already has.
Yeah, I mean, he has one gyro here. Oh no, it's not even a gyro, it's a black drake, but I don't know. I mean, these gyros seem kind of useless. Maybe he got them against the dragons, but they will not really do much. Like, it's way.
There's a mass TP.
A player's forces are under attack.
And okay, he's killing the peon here.
Oh, kill these
Interesting.
Shen's casters. Look.
Wow, that's casters in that zeppelin. Wow,
Yeah.
how did he scout that? That was.
I mean, he just probably saw the Zeppelin more than anything, but
And that's a pretty important kill here.
yeah, for sure.
But now he needs to hurry, I guess. I think he should try to. Yeah, he's going back home. I think this will be a nice timing. Eshan will man up against him now. So
The human, yeah, I don't know. I just think at this point, especially, the human should be trying to go for the orcs buildings.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think especially now where he aggroed. I think Ledu is still on Eshan anyways.
Right.
I think Lelu feels confident here against the passive orc, against the passive human late game. And
See if these rockets can stun the Zeppelin here.
ooh,
Oh, that was a big Zeppelin miss there.
and yeah, he's forced into TP. Nice crit on that Dryad, and that's 10-10-10. Ooh, another
we
mass
go.
TP, yeah, finally. But if Eshan TPs in defense here, I think he has a decent chance to kill some of these gyros, but he doesn't seem to TP, no. Shouldn't he TP? I mean, does he have one?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no.
Yeah,
He has two TPs, yeah.
I mean, that's a very important town hall because that's his last, so he needs to get a
This
new
one
one.
here.
Oh, you're right, the fortress is still alive. Yeah, never mind then. So I guess it's okay. And now... yeah, Eshan really wants to piece with Ledo here, and I do think it's from his position, I guess
A player's forces are under attack.
that's a good call. So they are piecing now, and I do think now F10 should mass TP right away, because he knows, like, once they piece, the only place where they can hurt him is his main base. So if they piece,
Right.
they will hit him right away. Wow, but Eshan
Does
is
he have
still
any
on.
critters down here?
I don't think so. And did you see Eshan was just killing the Tree of Life of Lelu after piecing?
Oh, wow.
And now he wants to piece again. That was a super strange move. So
Yeah,
now Lelu
pretty greedy
is
there. Kills his hall and asks for peace.
yeah, and I think they pieced before that. Interesting.
So I wonder if he has a critter down here. Can't really tell.
I don't see one. I mean, he's
So pretty risky here. This is the
That's-
human's last wisp, only wisp. So let's see if he can
Oh,
build
yeah.
enough wells to get unstuck.
Yeah, very risky here, and we do see the skink moving south, and at the same
There you go.
time,
The
This-
skink.
at the same time, human might be under pressure here. I do think Eshan could just try to push into this full force.
Sure.
I mean, he shouldn't
Yeah,
be
he
really.
can,
Yeah,
he can just crush those heroes. The towers aren't going to be enough.
yeah.
A player's forces are under attack.
Interesting decision for him to be. I mean, I guess he wants to be careful, but
Here comes the skink.
yeah. But once he mass TPs out, his main base is pretty squishy.
The town is under siege.
I mean, he can mass TP, make sure he kills the hall. He can't TP out, so he's going to have to use Potion of Divinity, the human player, most likely. But let's go. It looks like this is going to be the move.
I guess he should try to defend at least.
I mean, I think he should just TP onto the hall.
Isn't it too late already? I mean, he doesn't have that many buildings left. With Shockwave and Bladestorm, I guess.
Yeah, not really doing anything, huh?
And look at these dragons, like... Yeah, and Leo seems to help now. Yeah, these showers do nothing here.
I don't think he can really fight right here.
I think with the Avatar he can.
With the Avatar.
Yeah.
I still think he's... Oh, okay, here's the elf to kill this. Oh, I guess not.
I think this would be
So
nice.
that's good,
Yeah.
good for Eshan there. He just eliminated a bunch of buildings and that human didn't TP or anything.
Yeah, not sure. I think Lelu should have helped instantly. I mean, just because I think if Lelu, like at least if I would be Lelu with these heroes, once that orc is defeated, I would feel very confident against the revealed human. With his gold, like 3k gold, wisps now, I do think once the orc is gone, he's in a pretty good spot. So. And he has a nice reason to attack Eshan for that Tree of Life that he killed. Yeah, I think F10 is wasting time here. He's sitting a bit too much.
Yeah, so the elf still has a lot of gold, right? 3k. That's a lot of wisp. That's a lot of Tree of Life. As long as he doesn't lose his heroes, he's in a good spot to win a base race against the orc.
Ooh, orc coming in now.
Uh-oh.
Nasty.
He's got to get some of these wisps out of here.
A player's forces are under attack.
Again, the human player is just sitting though, right? Like,
Yeah, and that's not going to, because either of these players will be able to base race him, unless they're really down to just like 2-3 buildings. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's tricky.
so the orc hasn't noticed that the skink is right here, or wherever it went over here.
Where did
He didn't notice that yet, so that's going to be pretty important.
Yeah.
Or potentially.
Nicely hides these critters.
How about this? So in addition to the Potion of Divinity, what's the other good item you should buy from the market with mass gold? Infernal Stone.
Infernal Stone,
Right?
yeah.
So he picked up an Infernal Stone, which is pretty sick because between Stormbolt and then Infernal Stun and then Staff of Silence, he could definitely kill the Shadow Hunter, which at that point he would, be able to beat the Orc.
Under siege.
And the Shadow Hunter doesn't have an invulnerability potion. Not necessarily the best micro. It would be a pretty clutch kill there.
For sure, yeah. Yeah, that's a nice one.
Player's forces
Look at the flying, the flying whale here.
Yeah. Orca Whale.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's meant to be in that shadow water there. I think it's, there are even green creep spots
Yeah,
there.
it actually gives like 10,000 experience. We didn't notice it, but Eshan killed a couple to get 10-10-10. His map.
That would be so fun if you have like this huge...
Well, you saw the loading screen, right? He changed it from a melee map to a custom map.
I didn't
I don't know
see.
why he did that. He didn't have to do that.
Maybe
That
for the-
allows you to like rig
Yeah.
the game.
Maybe
Not that he did.
Maybe for the portals or something. I think it
For the
does.
what?
For the portals. I think it does that by... Like, it does that automatically once you change certain things on the map.
I know you can have way gates without changing it to a custom map, which are effectively the same thing as the portals,
But
but
can you have custom ones? I don't know.
maybe not.
I wonder what like F10 is waiting here. I mean, maybe if Lelu and Eshan weaken each other enough, I guess he has a shot by defending. But I still think these gyros, like he needs to scout. He has no map vision currently. He needs to send these gyros out and just be aware where all the buildings are, and then he has a very good chance. But yeah,
Yeah, he definitely should be scouting with the gyros. Interesting that Eshan lost his Zeppelin with his casters, which were here, which was a good spot to have them. But if he had a Witch Doctor, he could be, dotting the map, scouting a little bit better, trying to intercept the elf
yeah.
from destroying his buildings.
And they're still on each other, so there's not that much left here. Wow, there's Zeppelin here on the. Where is it? Where is it?
Where?
If you get right onto it, it's super huge.
Oh yeah,
It fills like the entire screen.
it's a smart spot. I don't think you can really scout that or see that very well
Yeah.
on the minimap.
You can
With
hear
this
the
huge
yeah.
cliff that he made.
You can hear the fire. You can hear
Yeah.
it burning.
That's where he should have kept his casters.
Yeah, maybe. So he's getting another burrow here. I'm not sure that's an.
So where are the elf's trees at? He has one here. Is that it? He
There's a
has
nice
wisp
wisp here.
here.
Yeah.
That's a really good spot. Did he use the Keeper of the Grove to
Yeah.
open up those trees?
There are plenty of wisps in here, but this is the only tree, and that's going to be scouted now, maybe? No,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Can the elf build a tree in this spot here where he used the Keeper to open it up?
I
That'd be
think
pretty
yes. Like it looks like it. I'd say he tested it. Yeah, pretty good spot. Very hard to track down. I mean, Eshan has the dragon still, so he will be able to kill
cool.
it.
So we wondered why Eshan went to tier 3.
Yeah.
One advantage, you can see he bought a tiny Great Hall with his TC.
Oh yeah, true.
Which of course that's really nice. In a last second base race, you can drop that hall.
But is it worth? I mean, how much does it cost him? Like, how much is it? 600 or how much is it?
600 plus both techs.
Yeah.
So
it's like 1,000. Yeah, at least, right? 1,000.
Yeah. It makes sense though, I think, because just the last line of defense, like his 3 heroes and 2 dragons, feels like he can fight anything, trying to in the last minute. So if it comes down to that, has to drop a hall and defend with his 3 heroes. If he gets a couple hero kills, that's a good game.
Yeah. Let me turn the map into black, the mini map. So Eshan really only down to these buildings at the bottom left, right? So he has the peon in the center, but apart from that, it's only the stuff in the bottom left. In being Eshan, do you think it would be a good call to try to finish the human now, or is it too risky?
Yeah, I mean the elf is still searching for him. So I think trying to finish the human would be fine as well.
I still,
know, tough to
yeah,
say.
I don't know. I still think it's, if you are the revealed player, it's, yeah.
There's F10 crab right here. Found the moon wolves.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. What were you saying though? As a revealed player, what?
Yeah, it's always a good. I mean, on one hand, accelerating the game can help you, but it can also hurt you. So I see why he might be sitting now, but it's also a risk to just wait. But since they don't seem to be teaming him, I guess it's fine. But now Eshan is coming in here with mass illusions, and
Yep.
And not to forget, Eshan needs the top score, so I do think some hero kills would definitely help him here to secure that. I think he has it anyways, but I think it wouldn't hurt here. You could try to go for Blade Storm.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Eshan is so scared about. Like, yeah, the Arcane Tower and the Dragon and stuff. You have to be a little bit careful.
Yeah, but Shockwave alone and maybe one Blade Storm here would kill
Right.
a couple of buildings.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for the human to drop the Infernal Stone, Silent Staff, see if he can put together a quick little sequence to maybe destroy the Shadow Hunter.
And he also has a Wand of the Wind, so he could also try to go for the Blade Master. I think that would be the better call. Even the Blade Master, bigger damage dealer anyway, so if you
Right.
Cyclone the Shadow Hunter, I guess there's a decent chance. Because with the Gyros, you reveal that Blade Master anyways, I think.
Right.
That would be
Yeah,
a nice kill.
Cyclone, he has the Wand of the Wind, like you said. He also has Staff of Silence, double stun.
Yeah.
So yeah, he can fight the Orc straight up, at least for a wave if these items help him. So Elf picked up his second dragon. It's on 50 food now. Still has enough gold to build more trees. Still has zeppelins with wisps in
Town is
them.
under siege.
I kind of like that he's not building more trees right now, right?
Yeah.
Because Ishan will just find them, but he has them in zeppelins,
Wow.
and
That
Ishan doesn't have the anti-air.
and that Mountain
Our
Giant
player's
is.
forces are
Did
under
you see
attack.
that? Like I've never seen a better hidden Mountain Giant.
Oh wow!
It's crazy.
So this mountain giant's gonna be eating the trees, I guess, to
I don't know if
get
you
a
can.
super hidden
Will be
tree.
difficult. Will be
I mean, the orc
difficult.
couldn't even get there. Like, how could the orc even kill that? Maybe
Yeah,
with the
with the
zeppelin,
dragon.
obviously,
With the
or
dragon.
with the dragon. Well, yeah, with air units for sure.
And I don't see any of these dragons dying. I mean, how would Ledu kill them? Like, these dragons are never going to die. Um, except, like, dragon against dragon. But,
Right.
yeah.
The orc player could kill some.
Yeah, I mean, Eshan's dragons are never going to die. I do see Ledu's dragon potentially dying against Blade Master damage, but... Wow, and he found the spot for the Moonwell here. That's pretty nice.
Okay, that is cool.
These trees are so huge. I've rarely seen a more dense forest. It's pretty impressive.
Our player's forces are under attack. Town is under siege.
Yeah, now it may heat up again. Eshan is man-napping against Lelu. And yeah, he's moving south. If I was Lelu, I would start to feel very confident here. Trying to finish Eshan. Yeah, and now continues here.
Yeah, and all these moonwells almost kind of looks like maybe the elf is trying to have a hidden army, which of course wasn't the case. He just needed it so he could build more wisps.
Yeah, I mean he has some units. Like he got the dragon and he has double mountain giant, so could come in handy here. Yeah, Mass TP now.
Here goes.
So great timing now by F10. So I think this is a nice timing, but he needs to get out
All
instantly.
right, here we go. No, or fight with Infernal Stone. This is it. Divine Shield. So Staff of Silence should be first. Okay, he used Infernal first.
But this is just not enough damage. I don't think so.
He's got to focus the Shadow Hunter.
Yeah, but look at this. Like he doesn't deal. Maybe now. He used Avatar. And he's killing the fortress. So
Yep, he's doing fine.
yeah.
You got to keep focusing the Shadow Hunter.
The double dagger comes in handy now. And yeah, he lost the fortress and Lelu is attacking him on the right, so Eshan is down to just one building? Just a
Just a
burrow?
burrow. And then of course he has the tiny hull.
Yeah, and he has some peons, but they are not very well located, and if Lelu discovers that burrow now, he's getting another great hall, but that's very...
He has a peon here too.
Yeah.
Let's see if he sees it.
It's nighttime. daytime maybe, but not nighttime. Oh damn it! Never mind. Yeah, he has ultra vision, so I guess he's still should be able to see it. But
So still a Wand of the Wind. He still has a ton of gold, right? He could go back to the market and get another Infernal Stone, another Wand of the Wind.
yeah, look at the behemoth. Behemoth.
Oh, there goes the peon here.
Player's forces are under attack.
Yep, killing this peon too.
Yeah, this is getting tricky for Eshan. And he's heavily supply blocked with these dragons, so
Yeah, I think this tiny Great Hall will come into play.
yeah, he will need to use it. I'm not sure why Lelu is walking to the top right here. I would like to see him scouting a bit more with Treants. He's not, like, his keeper has full mana. At this point, you want to spam Treants over and over.
Yeah.
Nice items.
So the human should go up and try to find another Infernal Stone, right? Possibly another Wand of the Wind.
Yeah.
He got so much. Well, he's checking it with his Water Elemental.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't want to go up there and start losing buildings.
Yeah, it's a good call, and Lelu scouted that Great Hall.
So does Lilu still have a Zeppelin somewhere that I can't see, full of wisps?
I mean, he had one full of wisps, but I think that died, right? Oh no, here it is.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 wisps, but I guess that's fine. Good enough.
So he got another Wand of the Wind just now.
One of the Wind is such an amazing item at this point where there's no more Dispel. I mean, you have some spell shields,
Right.
but still, it's amazing. Ooh, and Lelu is walking right in, so that keeper.
Staff the Keeper. Oh, no staff on the Keeper.
And he's supply blocked on 20.
That's a huge
So,
mistake right
yeah.
there.
And it's so interesting how these dragons can be such a, like, these dragons are so nice and can still easily win you the game in the end, but they also
Yeah.
supply block you very quickly. They're like a hero.
Well, here we go. This is Eshan's chance. He just goes 100% out on the human right now. Elf doesn't have a Keeper. Drop down a tiny Great Hall somewhere.
But why should he? He has a Great Hall here, so I don't think he's.
Well, sure. Yeah, I mean, if let's say like the elf comes back with Tinker Panda and tries
Yeah.
to start killing this stuff.
What's he going to buy here? He has not much gold, so probably
He
only
doesn't have
going
any
to
gold.
sell.
Yeah.
He's going to. He could easily sell some items. Haven't seen like what he.
Yeah.
Was it a claws? I
He,
think I saw the claws.
Claws. Yeah. Got a staff of teleport. So he chose to keep a Frost Orb over a Purge Orb. I think that's a mistake. I mean, it didn't come into play there, but the nice thing about Purge Orb is that if you're Purge, it prevents a staff,
Yeah.
right? So, like, the Elf player could have staffed for sure because the hero didn't have any Purge effect on him. He just missed the staff. Now, granted, there's a ton of damage with the Orc heroes and the dragons, and his Panda was hexed, so he could have saved him, but it was still pretty close.
I agree. But do you think, like, with this Great Hall being placed so close to the tree line, I think there's a decent chance that Lelu could kill it with his dragons if he wanted to.
Just from the other side?
Yeah, especially since there is no Orb of Lightning, I guess it should be pretty easy to kill that building. Like, at least, even if it takes like 2 or 3 attempts, it's should be easy.
Yeah.
This building, like, this is the best hidden Moonwell I've ever seen. Very cool that he discovered that. Like, there's just no way you see it on the map. Like, you see it on the
Right.
mini map, but and even on
only
the,
if they were real, right?
yeah. And very interesting by F10 that he's still sitting. It's Yeah, I think it's a risky call, but yeah. Eshan now at the top right all of a sudden, so he may have found these buildings, I guess, but I'm not sure if he scouted.
The fact that Elf has 2 dragons. Oh, I guess Eshan has 2 as well. But if they can eliminate Eshan, he can base race just with those 2 dragons versus 1, right? Just like by kind of keeping him over here.
Yeah,
There's not much the
that's why
human can do at that point.
I think the human has no chance. At least if they don't mess it up entirely, I think these dragons are
Use
too
the well.
strong.
Oh, he found it. He found the well.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
and
I
the
agree
wisp.
with you. That's why I think the human needs to try to eliminate the orc.
Yeah. Yeah, the human should play more aggressively. On one hand, I understand why he wants to be against just one player, because it's one less. But then again, I think he could benefit from the chaos of a like full scale base race. So I think
Right.
being passive here is not helping him. And he found that moonwell here.
Here we go. He's going somewhere.
He is going back on Eshan, yeah, on that. And he has the dragon here still, so this is, like, look at this damage on the creator also. Dragons alone, such a big deal. And now Eshan is back though, so he needs to get out. Oh, yeah, will be able to get out. Important kill here. So it's really just the one tiny great hole and the burrow, right? So yes, not much more, and also no more peons, from what I can see.
Players' forces are under attack.
So I do think Lilo is in the best spot here.
A couple more hidden wells in here.
Yeah, it's still 800 gold and plenty of items, so I think he's...
Where are his trees though? It's just this one tree still?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think he should have...
Forces are under attack.
Yeah, he should make sure to have enough hidden wisps, but maybe he's going for it now.
So are they gonna try to eliminate the human? Interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
I
This
think
is
that's a
gonna be
good
critical
call.
moment
It's
here.
a good call. I think he could do it if he wanted to. Maybe it takes 2 attempts, but I think he like Youth Earthstorm and fire, and then wow. And now Eshan is in this. Interesting. Honestly, I think Lilo, like, if he defeats the human now, there's no chance Eshan is going to win the base race against him. I don't see that, at least.
Yeah, I think he's pretty indecisive right now.
Yeah. I mean, the revealed player is such an easy target, so, I mean, with Panda Ultimate, even if you staff out the Earth Panda, so, yeah, like the Earth Panda, so you don't lose your Panda by accident, with a Tinker and the 2 dragons, you can easily erase, I think, maybe all these buildings at once, at least most of them. Ooh, and the Great Hall here, another Great Hall gets scouted, so...
Oh, nice.
And that,
So
ooh,
he can
that
kill this
cancel.
peon.
Yeah,
This peon is really important right here. So
Yeah.
he could staff a teleport to the peon right now. Yeah, Eshan could. With his Blade Master. Let's see if he does that.
oh, and he needs to be quick now with the tiny Great Hall, because Lelu is close to that last burrow. That burrow will die. Ooh, that burrow will die in no
Uh-oh.
time here.
Is that his last building?
Yep.
Lay the hall. Lay the hall.
Is it?
Lay the hall.
Yeah, he's out. This is the last burrow.
Oh.
Well, is it? Is
Oh, he built one before he laid the Great Hall.
The tiny Great. Whew. That was, but it's scouted, so Eshan is out of. Yeah, he's out here. Canceling now. Oh no! Look at this peon. You should use a heal wave. I mean, he has full mana. Yeah. But now
He's
the
just selling item
dragons.
for another great haul.
The dragons.
Oh, didn't see the peon.
A player's
But
forces are under attack.
the Great Hall is ready here. Oh shit.
The town is under siege.
And the red drake is not scouting the peon here. And he's saving the dragon with the TP here. That was very tense.
So what does Red have to do now? I mean, Red, like, he's kind of screwed. He has to maybe send his dragon to these wells and try to base race the elf a little bit.
The town
Yeah.
is under siege.
I think he need to, and I mean he's still not scouting well, and he lost the gyros, I think, so not looking good for him here. It's the game is on the knife's edge here for Eshan. Last
He
peon.
has mass gold.
Yeah, and 608 gold for Lelu is still a lot of gold.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, when the human's revealed, it obviously makes your decisions easier when you're the elf player.
Yeah. I mean, you just want one of these players out, and I do think since the orc has 2 dragons and is not revealed, I guess you want to try to base race the orc in this case.
Right.
And yeah, he's finally reviving the keeper. Took him very long, and he's very lucky that he was able to get up this altar before the Moonwell died.
Always getting the keeper back. Yeah.
And that's a pretty big deal, unless that keeper dies. But it's just not as easy to hide anything about the tree line like Zeppelins or heroes and Zeppelins, since there are these dragons, and Zeppelins just die in like 3 hits, I think. If not 2. Ooh, and he scouted the Moonwell here, so he's getting some stuff done.
Yeah. So the human should go up and grab another Infernal Stone.
If there
It's
is
ready.
one, yeah. We should surely check for it. And now they peace, so if Eshan wins this,
Eshan has a peon right here. This is really important that the elf doesn't find that. What were you saying?
if Eshan gets back into this and wins it would be crazy. Like he was like half a second from being erased. That was so close.
Yeah, I mean, he really, like, if the human is eliminated, and if then they engage, and the elf loses his hero or heroes, then Eshan could potentially win it.
Could go sideways quickly for the elf,
So
yeah.
difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, and time now plays in Ishan's favor because he has that peon and he has some valuable items still that he can sell. Like each crown will get him another great haul basically. So
Right. Oh, mass TP. Mass TP.
Player's forces are under attack.
wow. Very daring Mass TP.
Why doesn't he go for the Great Hall?
I don't know. What's he doing here? He's trying to go for the dragon here? But
I don't know what he's doing. Go for the hall.
yeah. You're not going to kill these heroes, I guess? Who knows, but I would be very surprised.
Orb of Fire would be so good right there.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The town is under siege.
Needs to be so careful with these reveals to not lose his Blade Master. And back
Not
he
quite
is.
able to hex there. A hex would have been clutch though. If he would have had a Shadow Hunter in range to hex the Archmage, he could have potentially destroyed the human. But then again, the human still has full items, a lot of mana. Eshan sold some of his items, so his heroes are a little bit more vulnerable, especially with Silent Staff.
Yeah.
Now the human can fight Eshan like pretty well.
Yeah, and Eshan is again down to this one Great Hall at the top right, and damn it, I missed that he used that was his tiny Great Hall, but sure, yeah, he needed to place that tiny Great Hall, so this is really the last straw here at the top right. And Lelu is getting more and more Moonwells.
Let's see, he can get this panda possibly.
No, I think they want to team up against the human here.
Okay.
Eshan just needs time. He needs time for more buildings. I think he's a bit slow in selling items here.
I'll be right back.
Yep.
A player's forces are under attack. A player's forces are under attack. A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, so this could be an interesting fight here, and why isn't he using his avatar? Okay. Ooh, and yeah, nice staff here.
A player's forces
So yeah, he needs. Ooh, and he can't TP. So he needs to be staffed, but that's probably going to. Oh, he's not staffing. He's not staffing the Archmage. Yeah, nice chat coming in, and I think Lelu could start to act here. I mean, this Great Hall will not survive if you attack it with 2 dragons, so.
A town is under siege.
All right, I'm back. I missed the last 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, one big attack
What's the
here.
latest?
F10 tried to attack Eshan's Great Hall, but lost the Archmage. And
Oh, really?
yeah, and it's very triggered by Eshan's chat now, so Lelu is on Eshan now, so it's an interesting here. But since the Archmage died, I do think F10, like, he can't sit any longer. Like, no chance anymore here, unless he like joins one of them.
A player's forces are under attack.
Ooh, and Eshan found this MK, so can get staffed. Oh no, no staff on the Paladin. So this MK is.
Still Avatar though, but yeah.
No, he has it on cooldown. He used it, so it's toast, I guess. Takes so long without all these items, and he passed the staff. That was nice.
So this is it for Eshan, right? Or I guess he has a peon.
Yeah,
Can make another haul.
he has some more. I think a few more, but it's looking pretty grim for him. Yeah. It's crazy how much damage this paladin can still take. Like triple hero, 2 dragons, and yet it takes so long for it to die. So it's only the MK.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Where's Eshan's peon at?
Good question. Here's one, and here's one.
Okay.
A player's
So he has 2, and he has gold for more, so
Oh, TP didn't make it.
that was super close.
That was huge that the TV didn't make it there.
Yeah.
So where's the other building at?
Here's one, and I'm not quite
Okay.
sure if he has any others. Yeah, there's another one here, but that's surely scouted, so he knows.
Interesting that they're piecing. I guess they don't realize that human is completely dead.
Yeah, Lelu didn't see. I think that's interesting manip here by Eshan. Lelu didn't see that he lost the paladin, and
Yeah, and F10 didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's pretty obvious that F10 would do nothing but hurting Eshan at this point. So,
Yeah, he can use this dragon to try to find Eshan's buildings.
yeah, so that's it for him here. Finally, we're getting closer to the end. I was worried that this would never end. What's Eshan doing? I mean, just finish this. What the heck? Is it just to penalize him? I guess it doesn't matter too much, so. Or doesn't he finish him just for
Forces are under attack.
just because he wants to? Yeah. Good call here. And this could be key here by this scouting here with the gyro. Imagine he wins this with the gyro.
Yeah. And here's the dragon killing the burrow too. It's important.
Oh yeah, the dragon's still here. So it's a huge deal that Eshan didn't. I mean, he could have just finished it. I mean, that's 3 buildings. And now that could cost him the game. I mean, he would have lost anyways, most likely, but
Yeah, he should finish the buildings though, for sure, right?
yeah. I don't know. He wanted to sell some items, I guess, but I think he should have finished the buildings first.
A town is under siege.
Making new friends every day in FFA.
A player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, and that's Lelu's game, most likely. I mean, he's only down to just 2 buildings, but, 3, but he has more gold, more items. So, that will be a very, very big upset here if he loses this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and last, are there any peons alive still? Ooh, he needs to put down a building soon. Yeah.
Peon and a zeppelin up here.
Yeah, and he needs to put it down soon, very soon.
Yep, looks like he'll do it right now. Yeah, this would be a crazy victory if the Orc can get it.
I mean, Eshan is very experienced in these scenarios, and Lelu is not. So,
Is under siege.
yeah, nice town hall construction. I'm still surprised that he's not. I mean, he could sell these auras, I guess. Like, do you really need Legion Doomhorn still? I'm not sure. I think the gold. Come on, I think the gold would be more important here. I want this to end. Why are they pausing now? And I'm not even sure that's a good strategical break here for Lelu. I think it helps Isha more. He's under pressure now, so I wouldn't do it if I was Lelu.
A town is under siege.
Okay, and he found this one Moonwell here.
He says he has 3k. That's actually a good manip right now. Maybe forces the elf to, I don't know, go into some kind of diving mode.
Yeah, if you believe Eshan. I wouldn't,
Right.
but
Selling his items, yeah.
yeah. don't like that Eshan is pulling his dragon to the north here. I think, like this one dragon, I think he should move it east more directly, but he is going to scout this next moonwell here, so the pressure is on. Lelu is down to one building. He has plenty of gold, but
This moonwell, and then this tree, right?
yeah. So all of a sudden it doesn't look as bad anymore because he's not. I think he's a bit too scared of these orc heroes, which is like it's easy to be scared of them, but at some point you need to take some risks.
Right. He
Yes.
could buy he can buy some invuln potions.
Yeah.
He could dive in with Panda, use Panda alt, Tinker obviously.
Yeah, exactly. So he's only, and he should realize that since he's only keeping his heroes in the bottom right, he's only sending the treants to the mid of the map. But since it's so big, he's not really reaching the other side, and he's not using the portal still. So he's not, yeah. He will never scout the Great Hall like that. I guess now he will. The dragon is moving into the right direction, and he's getting another moonwell in the bottom right. But that's probably going to be scouted here.
Yeah, so Eshan could sell the Unholy Aura, get another haul, right?
Yeah, you should definitely sell items. Like, he has so many valuable ones, and I mean, also the spell shield. I mean, do you really need that? You're probably not going to take a fight against these elf heroes anyways, or they are
Right.
not going to fight
Here we
against you.
go. And the elf really doesn't have to worry so much about the orc heroes now because the Blade Master doesn't have any items.
Yeah,
Uh-oh,
but
here we go. Oh, Blink Stomp. Blink Stomp.
I think he just, yeah,
Oh, man.
he just used the dagger, so he can't.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah, I see
Yeah.
that, yeah. The
I-
elf,
I'm-
though, so passive, like,
A player's
I don't know.
forces are under
Like you said,
attack.
you have to kind of take a stand and go for his building.
And oh, nice
Nice.
dagger. And the
Nice
dragon
play.
comes from the back here, so this could be an important kill on that
Okay,
that Zeppelin.
Maybe we can kill the Zeppelin, right?
Yeah, but he's, is he? Okay, at least
Oh,
he's,
he saw it. He saw the Zeppelin. It's a big
What?
deal.
but wow, that's not much
Still little
damage. What the heck? What's that damage? Is that a bug? And that dragon is going to die here, potentially. Oh, the panda comes in from north.
Another dragon. Another dragon, a mountain giant. Come on.
Yeah, and factory does nothing here. Oh, and now the dragon above the tree line, but this is not the tree line you want to have your dragon above, over. Yeah, look at this damage. He's chasing the Zeppelin.
Oh, is this diving on the hall?
Yeah, not the worst call, I think. He should be able to
Okay.
do it.
Player's forces are under attack.
And Eshan failed to sell items.
Oh, and look,
here.
here's the peon. Here's the last peon. Where's the building?
I have to check in a second. Does he still have the one to the right? I guess that was the kill.
Eshan,
Yeah, that wasn't
Eshan's
killed.
dragon doing nothing there.
And that was a
Oh,
kill.
there's the
Here.
bro.
Yeah, I thought Lelu had killed it, but he had not. So tense. Crazy that that peon survived. Ooh, and staff back in. So he's forced into TP potentially. Oh, and he used the staff. Yeah, he used the staff on the Tinker, so... Wow. That's pretty tense here. Oh, and the MG may get scouted here. Maybe not. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Looks like he's gonna find this mountain giant here. Oh, just narrowly. No, he sees him.
A player's forces are under attack.
Alright, he's revealed. Kill this burrow.
I'm back, and he got revealed. Big mistake here.
Yeah.
So he was a bit too slow, and ooh, the burrow. I mean, he can still.
See if the elf can avoid the orc right here. Uh-oh, they're about to collide. Could be bad. No TP on the elf.
Yeah, but SH needs to be a bit careful here, I guess. Could try to
Yeah,
dive
there's no
for
Blade
the SH.
Master. He can fight these heroes, just those two.
Feta Stomp here. Yeah, he's not doing that. And Eshan really needs to, like, it's a big risk. Like, he can drop down the Great Hall and then cancel it, but then his peon gets revealed, so needs to be very careful. I guess he should do that still, right? I mean, he can sell another item, but then he needs to, like, it's so risky to be on one burrow only. Or is there a second somewhere? I guess not.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
No, he's got 20 food total, so he's got a burrow and another burrow somewhere.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, for sure. Ooh, scout it now. This is so scary. Using,
Uh-oh.
yeah, it's no TP, no TP.
Whoa, why is...
He's focusing
Wow,
on the-
Eshan's diving on the dragon.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad call, honestly. I mean,
It's fine, I guess, but he could have killed the heroes.
and now he needs to chase if he wants to.
A player's forces are under attack.
Okay, his dragon is on the right side here. This is getting quite
so where's
hectic here.
Eshan's other burrow at?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me check. I need to change colors here.
A player's forces are under attack.
I can't find it. I can't find it. Where is it?
I can't find it either. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, found the tree.
Oh, that's a big one. I mean, he can get a new tree easily, but still. Where's this damn burrow?
Yeah, I think this experience for Eshan in these kind of situations
Yeah.
helped him capitalize here.
There, we should have just checked for labs. There's the second one.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, obviously as the elf, you want to be in the chasing position and not in the position where the orc is trying to chase down your stuff. And this is getting very scary. I do like that Eshan got 2 staffs. I think he should consider to get a third one, but yeah, I don't know. The dragon is trying to kill.
A player's forces are
Ooh, and I'm not sure if you can see this on the minimap. I'm very surprised that Eshan lets it finish and that Lilo is not diving for it. This is such a big deal if this finishes. Ooh, and it's going to finish, but the dragon is going to find it or see it. picking up the peon right away. And let's see where he goes. Oh, he goes into the...
The town is under siege.
Oh,
But-
is the dragon gonna intercept it?
Yeah, seems so. Ooh, ooh.
Get it! Oh,
He turns
he
around.
sees it.
But the dragon is low HP. Ooh. And hit, miss. And this dragon could die here. With a slow orb, it's now pretty useful. And he can staff the dragon, but
Stop the dragon.
then he can't staff any more heroes.
Forces
So
are under attack.
actually he wants to staff it.
Another well there.
Ooh, and staff last second, 8 HP. And now, yeah, staff is on cooldown, so...
He can staff using the panda though.
Yeah, but his staff is on... Yeah. Oh, Hex. That's the panda, I guess.
And the stomp.
Yeah.
Yeah, panda's dead.
Oh! That was pretty close.
Tinker staff was on cooldown.
Yeah, but he could have used the Earth Storm and Fire, I guess, if he had like a second there. Oh, this is pretty tense. So another tree here at the south. He still has more gold, so yeah, but it's not looking good for him, and he can't really heal the dragon, except he could use the fountain, but
Forces are under attack.
Oh, I forgot about that. It's a health fountain.
I think it is, yeah. There's a ring of protection that Eshan left. That would be a very nice item for him now with the gold that he is desperately searching for.
Town is under siege.
Oh, and the tree got found here. Tinker is rolling in here with an invis potion. Like, this Tinker is pretty stacked, but could still die. Yeah. Ooh, Tinker invis potion here. And he's going to die for it, hoping that it's the last, but I don't think... I mean, he knows that there's one burrow still.
Yeah, I mean he should wait a little bit. Hopefully, see if the heroes will leave. Where's the other burrow at? Oh yeah, in the middle.
Yeah, there's one in the middle, one to the right. And slowly but steady, this tree is going to die here, and it's leading the
Into the
dragon.
moonwell a little bit.
Yeah.
So can the elf even get into the middle? I don't think the elf has a zone.
The elf has one. At least there was one, like a second ago. Here's one.
Okay, he has the dragon too.
Yeah.
Town is under siege. A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, and now he's diving here. Getting another invis potion, so I kind of like that. So he's... But he's losing HP here. So I think he should staff out rather sooner than later, but...
So
Interesting.
if he knows that he just has to kill this burrow, but the orc has a zeppelin with a peon in it still.
Yeah, and there are
yeah,
two
looks like-
burrows, so this is...
Try to sell some items here.
And
Oh,
there are
there's
two...
there's two burrows.
Yeah, one is still on the right here. That never... Like,
Oh,
Lelu knows about it, but he maybe forgot. I don't know. I mean, his dragon is...
Look like he's sending the dragon there, but
Oh, the
Eshan's
dragon
ready for it.
got scouted here.
Yep. Oh, I missed it. No, he sees it.
Should staff in with the Blade Master, I guess. Should staff to the...
Yeah, yeah.
That would be such a huge kill.
Player's forces are under attack.
And he lost track of the dragon now. And I kind of like that he builds the Great Hall exactly where it has been.
So right now we have over 500 viewers on the stream.
On your stream or on... Are you streaming also?
On FFA Masters.
Really? I only see 81. Maybe someone hosted. Did someone
I see
host?
530. I'm not sure.
Hmm. So yeah, this is a pretty tense one. 2 Moonworlds for two burrows for Eshan, and still some more gold to work with for Lelo, but he's like, he really can't afford to lose any more heroes here, and the Tinker got scouted and will be intercepted. Oh, could have gone for a block there.
Still has the Invis Potion.
Nice, and the
Invis Potions are great right now.
Yeah.
Obviously no sentry wards, and you can't stomp the Tinker, you know, in that form.
Yeah. There's... Ooh. Is he going to scout it?
Pretty nice spot for this tree here, I think.
Yeah. I think so too. But there's still, like, Eshan has more items to sell. Like, if he sells the Frost Orb, the Pendant of Mana, and... what else? The Unholy Aura.
Oh, this is a big find right here.
Oh yeah. It's going to... Look at the damage on that Tinker here. By the spikes. It's a kind of big deal.
Uses the Invis Potion.
Ooh, the Zeppelin. That's safe. What the heck? Oh, the Tinker may find it. He's reaching around. He's going for that Zeppelin.
Oh, and he's invised.
Yeah.
Let's see if Eshan will just stop the Zeppelin or not.
Forces are under attack.
Ooh,
Oh, you can't even
he
kill it.
misses
Oh,
it.
with rockets you could.
Yeah, and he misses it. Wow, I would have definitely dived for that. Just kill it with rockets and staff out. No risk.
I think he was trying to micro the dragon, I think, at the same time.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
That was a huge deal. And is he looking for it? Like, there's a new burrow there.
Oh, Eshan found the Moonwell.
Oh yeah. So it's getting very tight here for Lelu, who is down to just Keeper and Tinker and 1 Tree of Life. He has a bit more gold, but like a bit more gold if he sells items, but his heroes are not in a good position already. So I don't see, like, the longer this goes, the better it looks for Eshan here.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be difficult. Oh, here we go. See if we can get this burrow with this dragon. I don't know if he's even scouted the middle.
No, I think he has barely missed it. He was in that area shortly before that, but yeah. This is like, this map is so huge. He's sending out all the stuff, but it's still taking so long for... Yeah. It's still taking so long to move from A to B, and there are not that many more Invis potions that Tinker will be able to afford, and he's half HP only, so... Oh no! He's revealed again. But difficult to see. He's revealed now in the middle.
Eshan has 700 gold, so where is he building his hall at? I guess up here.
Yeah, I think that's the big mistake by him here, to get revealed 2 times despite having items to sell. I think it's top priority not to get revealed here. And now Zeppelin. Zeppelin here. Could pick up the Tinker. I'm not sure why he isn't doing that. Okay,
so when he builds the hall like that and cancels the hall, it removes the revealed status.
Exactly.
And then he can build a new hall without being revealed.
Yeah.
Some people may not
Yeah,
know that.
Good point. Yeah, so you want to stop the timer. Ideally, you want to do that before the timer's up so you don't get revealed. Especially if you only have 1 peon. It's such a huge risk. Like, once the enemy knows where you got that town hall, he knows where you got that peon. But
here's a dragon. We'll find the burrow here finally.
Yeah, this dragon.
Pretty long range attack too.
Yeah, this dragon's such an such an MVP here for Lelu.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's staffing the Blade Master to the center. How is he
Yeah, I don't
going
know
to?
why he would do that.
Yeah, how is
I
he
mean, you can have to tap out, but the BM is out of the scene for 80 seconds now.
Yeah, huge
Not worth
mistake here. There's a Zeppelin, but I'm not sure if he wants to move that away from his peon. And he's not canceling the Town Hall, but he's keeping it
Forces are under
without the... That's...
No, he did. He built one and canceled it, and this is the one after.
Ah, okay, I didn't see it. And at the top, Treants found that
Yep.
burrow, so it's... Eshan is down to 1 Town Hall and 1 burrow now, so... It looked very good for him in a second, and then he staffed his Blade Master into the center and got revealed. Big mistake here. Now he's picking him up, but...
So this is the last building for the elf right here, right? That's it.
Um,
Because he only has 10 food, so no other moonwells.
yeah, that's right.
So it's
I mean,
up to Eshan finding this tree right here.
I mean, if he wanted to, he could sell some more items like the boots and
Okay, that's true.
boots.
He can sell the dagger.
The dagger, and
although
he...
that's full right now.
Yeah, I guess he should sell the dagger. I mean, I guess.
Uh-oh, looks like Eshan's gonna find it.
Yeah, seems so. So he's like, no shop is closed, so he...
Got it.
players' forces
Yeah,
are
Lelu
under
should
attack.
get his Tinker to the next market ASAP. What's he doing? Like, he's not selling any items. He's undecided. His Tinker is now crossing to the left. And does he know about his own Wisp? That's a question. Like, does he remember there's a Wisp? Because it's very well hidden.
Double
Ooh,
dragons
double
on this.
dragon,
You need to
yeah.
sell something fast.
That's going to be it here, I guess. That's going to be so
Although,
close.
nope, Eshan didn't come in with his Blade Master, so he'll be able to build something, it looks like.
That's so
Uh-oh.
close.
Where?
No, he forgot. He missed
Yeah,
the
the-
Wisp.
The gold for a tree.
Wow. Eshan winning this.
Nice game.
Impressive.
Nice win from Eshan.
Yeah, and
for sure.
top scorer with some distance. So that was a long but interesting game and nice ending. So yeah, a lot of killed units, high level heroes, big map. Long time since we really saw that kind of game this season. So kind of appreciate it. 3.5 hours, a bit too long for my taste. So 2.5 is the limit of what I like to see usually. So still.
How long was it?
3.5 hours.
Wow. Yeah.
That's not short. But yeah, can happen on a map like this. Definitely a nice game. And yeah, very, very pleased to not have casted it on my own. So thanks for joining me. Much
Yeah, no problem.
much better to have someone with you. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for casting, and plenty more games next week before we get to the semi-final. So